Yo, what's up? It's your boy Pharaoh King, and I'm back. I'm about to have Alex on here, and we're going to be talking about America. Being woke, living in America. I don't even know if this is possible, but it is. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to continue our conversation on. I just chopped it up with my brother Andrew Murphy, who's a beast. He speaks from the heart. He doesn't hold nothing back, so you can't hate a man that speaks his truth. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna bring Alex on here so we could talk about being woke, living in America, if it's a possibility or not, because there's so much stuff going on in the states right now, man. I really believe that we're headed for World War III or a civil war. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope so, but we're gonna get it in. So, Alex coming on, dance for us. I will go ahead and put her handle pinned so you guys could give her a follow.
Hi, just give me one. Well, I hear you guys, but just give me a second. My phone is flipped over. Sorry.
No problem. Hello, whoever is from France. What's going on?
How you
Oh,
guys
I see
doing?
you. Abby Steffen. Somebody said, I hate this place, but I'm safe. Maybe you mean in America. I mean, listen, if you hate this place, America that is, then you must be doing, uh, I mean, not hate this place. I meant to comment on you feeling safe in America is because you have rights to own guns in America to protect yourself. Well, depending where you're at, Aldo, man, I heard that allegedly in New York, allegedly that it's going to be mandatory vaccinations. This is a rumor. I don't know if it's 100% true, but
Yeah, they already passed some kind of bill. Like, it's kind of crazy. I read something like 3 weeks back. I'm not sure how viable it is, but it was passed the day after they claimed Joe Biden, like the second time.
wow,
So,
allegedly.
yeah, you know what's so crazy? As soon as I pressed onto your freaking live, my onc changes broke.
Really?
Yo, this is the second time in 3 days. I'm very upset.
That's crazy, man. It
The
happens though,
energy, the energy that began sent to me is absolutely nuts. So I
Say
guess I
that
could just
they
start off
they
by
going
saying,
overtime.
yes, protect your energy, please. But this is what is going on in this time.
I have $8,000 in my account. How do you think I'm going to get a plane ticket? Man, you better take a boat. Stop playing. Get on one of those boats or something like that, man.
Passports.
Yeah, get on one of those containers. I think they do something with people. I forgot. I heard this story about you could ride like a container or a ship for much more cheaper. I heard this is how some people travel the world. They jump on one of these ships and stuff or something. I heard some of them, but I'm not even sure to be honest with you.
Yeah, but you might
Some
not get it.
gold.
You might not get out of that ship though. So you can
Yeah,
take
I'm
a
sketchy
chance.
about shit. Yeah, I'm sketchy about getting on any type of ship with anybody.
You
You
can
know,
take a chance, but that's straight going into trafficking.
yeah, man. After watching Get Out and all these things like that, I'm like, I'm cool, man. I don't be trusting that stuff. They're like, oh yeah, so where you from? What's. It's not like you could run away from them.
It's no possible chance. I mean, we already have social security numbers. They already know who everyone is. You know what's so crazy? A thing is like saying that you're loading.
Hmm.
Can I like exit out and rejoin? Oh, there it goes. As
Yeah, I
soon as I
see
said
you.
something.
Oh yeah,
No, but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like it was circling like around your face, like it wasn't moving at all. It's doing it again.
Oh
Let me.
wow.
I
And
turned my Wi-Fi on.
maybe it's the internet or something like that.
Yeah, it's always something crazy, but it's alright.
Yeah, let
Okay,
me
how you
turn.
doing today?
I'm good. Let me turn my Wi-Fi. Really good. Just talked to my brethren. Got you on here now. We're gonna chop it up, and then I have like one of my other friends, and then that's gonna be it for today. And then I got to start setting up like some other sources of income because, to be honest with you, what I want to do it's not what I'm actually doing, but I should be going overtime to free myself from working in a regular 9 to 5, so I could supply a platform. The majority of the day, shit, even 8 hours a day. Providing people a platform to come speak on. and doing podcasts and selling art and all this stuff like that, and clothing line. So a lot of my friends are telling me about like, yo, you should set up a, I don't even know what's called, not PayPal. What is that shit called? Petroleum? No, that's gas or something. Petroleum. What the hell am I talking about? It's some page with a P.
I'm patient. Patreon.
Patreon. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Yeah, somebody said you should set up a Patreon. I haven't even checked on it, but I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
there's a lot of them like Rumble. There's what Twitch, but I was listening to somebody on Twitch last night, and Twitch totally got overloaded. So I'm pretty sure that that's being censored. So that's a dub. There's Rumble. Uh, some
Rumble.
people, yeah,
That's a Patreon.
yeah. I mean, if you want people to pay to like listen to you, then I
No,
guess
no,
that
no. I don't want nobody to pay to listen. I want people to do what they want to. But I have a background and detail to what I'm planning on doing is to buy property in Africa, in the Upper Egypt in a place called Aswan. So I want to build like a place where people could come into like our little village.
that's nice. That is really
Yeah,
nice. Like a
property is cheap
compound,
over.
your own
Yeah,
compound.
pretty much a compound. Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, yeah, pretty much a compound where you grow fruit and harvest, and it's literally it sits on the Nile River, so it's an island that sits on the Nile River, and all the pharaohs used to come to this particular island, like everybody. It's in Upper Egypt, Kemet. So
Okay.
it's in the area where all the Nubians are. Because people believe like all of Egypt, was a whole, but it wasn't. A lot of parts was controlled by the Nubian Empire.
Okay. So is that would be like the upper
Upper Egypt is just,
continental?
yeah, but Upper Egypt is more close to like the Sudan and stuff like that, so that I could be between both. And also, like, I plan on owning property in Ethiopia as well, building a compound there. It don't need to necessarily be where the Rastas are, but you know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I want to build land that we could build off of with the right people, and also you can have people come visit, share knowledge, get away, chill, and I don't look for material things. That's the thing. I don't care about like blowing up and getting chains and having gold or having a house here. I literally want to show people that you can have property there and be successful and start up businesses in Africa. So I'm one
Of
of the people
course.
that's um, want to do something in Africa to prove a point. But it's not just me; it's people way before me. But I'm just talking about myself. If I could use my platform, I would show like, wow, he went from the States to living in Europe, then he moved over in Africa. Dude is like literally living on the Nile River, on the island. You know what I mean? Like right on
Yeah.
the Nile in Upper Egypt, and then having the connection of Ethiopia and Kenya, and just actually doing things, buying up land. My goal is to create business and buy up land and open up free schools. Based off of technology or farming or all of the above. But I want to open up these institutes that's literally teaching kids about computer programming, programs, mathematics, and that's all free. Just taking kids from the community and putting them on their way so that these people, not these people, but the people have a source of an outlook in the future. Like, wow, I could upgrade my whole family by the time I'm like 17. So I'm taking like all the 6-year-old, 7-year-old orphans. That's my idea, is to take the orphan children. Those are like my main army, you
You know
know?
what? That'll be like a very good project to actually, target because they portray Africa in a very bad way when Africa actually has mansions. They actually have very nice houses like what they
Yeah,
have
of
in the
course.
United States here, and they're actually better built. So my thing is like why isn't there, the network for Africa? Why isn't there this publicity? But you know what? Spiritually, I feel like it's being protected. And on this 3D plane, I feel like it's just not meant to be, put out there. But if we do put our resources in the right place, it will be flourishing. Like,
Yeah, of
you
course.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like,
But they don't want that to happen though. They can't have a whole bunch of, you know, um, black folks talking about going back to Africa. Man, they don't want that.
but they
They
really always
do.
say, go back to Africa, go back to Africa. But, their main thing is don't actually go anywhere because we need you to build all stuff. I'm just going to sit in the car. Come outside at 12:50. All right. So, yeah. What you call it? Africa is a crazy land because you know what's so crazy? Well, let me see. You know what's so crazy?
Mhm.
Everybody there is absolutely smart. They're like
Mm.
ridiculously smart, and and what you want to go bring there will absolutely break their bonds, break their chains, because they already are focused on it. From the perception that they already have, they're already doing great. They're going speeds beyond what America has already, done. I seen a video the other day. Somebody put on a brain net on their head, and it basically allowed them to control a car. So the car moved
Oh
forward
shit! What?
as they
Really?
said.
Wait,
Yeah.
we can't see you. Yeah, we can only see half your face. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
can
can
you
see
see
you
me
now.
better?
Yeah,
All right. So
yeah, yeah.
it's
This
more
is
of a
good.
thing like, listen to the technology that they have is absolutely like beyond what we have, but they don't have the resources that we have. So it's more like they have prototypes, and because they can't pay for the full technology, that's why it's not really being funded in the way that is being funded. But these people are watching them, so they are taking their inventions left and right. So it's not a thing about where these ideas come from, because we know that we're able to tap into divine knowledge and power. It's all about them, like why they
Mm.
keep stealing our stuff. So it's like, how can we become more protective of what we're doing?
Mm. Yeah,
So
that's
we
big
have to
facts,
go
man.
to them for patents. We have to go to them for for business licenses. We have to go to them to file. So how can we start getting around that? Because in the Constitution it does say we have the right to throw. I'm not saying anything. Never mind.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be careful, man.
Yeah.
I just one of my homegirls also that I did it. I did something with on here. We did a live, and she started talking about some stuff about this, and the virus, man. And I got a YouTube literally took her video down off my page. They warned me like, oh yeah, you're new, so yeah, this is just going to be a warning. But they like a warning, but they literally like snatched her off the page because of the stuff she was saying. So it was good that you caught yourself. You got to kind of like. You don't got to be careful. It's your world, but like for sure,
Yeah.
these people are like mad listening. I don't know why, but maybe they're interested in the content or whatever,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. Yeah, they're like monitoring everybody, like what are they talking about? But yeah, but so Africa is it really is a place where I believe it doesn't matter. I'm not a person that's like, hey, every black person, we need to do this. I think it's for all people, and it gives people that have a problem with settling in America or being settled in America opportunity to go and do something positive. I mean, no matter the race, but if you care about the things in Africa, it could be the animals for Christ's sakes. If you care about the children in Africa, because there's a whole bunch of Europeans out there, more than Black Americans, doing things that we actually should be doing, but we're complaining about it. You'll see them
Yo.
taking like trips out there trying to help starving children, changing children's lives. And I believe this is great. And I'm not knocking them at all. I respect that shit to the utmost. Um, I just find certain things kind of weird. Not that part, but if you watch History Channel, you ever watch the History Channel and you sitting there and they're like talking about Africa, but it's a European. It's so many countless times I've seen the story of Africa being told by Europeans. Nothing wrong with it once again. But when I hear them talking about their country, like how I love it, it just does something to me because I'm thinking like, what about the people that's from there? Why is it that everybody else tells the story about Africa except for mainly the African people? It's the strangest things. And if they do, they're part of a documentary, not the head of a documentary. And then I saw another documentary where there was like an Asian dude talking about Africa. And I said, what? So you couldn't
That's
find nobody over there?
But you
Like,
know what it is? It's kind of like the control of Egypt. Yeah, they kind of, well, they think they deciphered the tablets, but in reality, when you go back and think about it, we have our own dichotomy. We have our own lingo. We have our own energy, per
mm,
se, vibration, where we understand each other because of our body language. We understand each other because of things that happen in these eras. So we kind of like know, like, yo, what's up? Somebody in the 1812s is not going to understand, yo, what's up? They're going to be like, come hither, what is going on? Like,
right.
they're not going to understand the context in which you're talking. So you have to think about, like, why are they going over there? They're not going to understand the context in which they're living, the frequency in which they're living, because People can say it's a poor land just because people don't have the houses that we have, but who says that's what they need? So people who
Mm,
live there over the years, they of course they have built better, they have done better, and I'm pretty sure they
mm,
could have cut down trees if they wanted to. But Africa is also a spiritual land, and we're also living on a celestial being. So when you talk
mm.
about it, our ancestors know, even though the ones that are not fully connected with within, they still know one way or another that they're not supposed to be disrespecting the land. So that's the law of the land. They know these laws, and so does democracy. So
Mm.
you just have to be aware of like what they play on, because they play on a lot of that energy all the time, especially what they're doing right now here in America.
Do you believe that America is falling or having a grand reset?
I believe America is rising. I believe
Mm.
it's been stuck on a plateau since like the 1800s. Like it kind of got better, but it kind of didn't, because time is like all the same. Time is
Well, it
fluid.
got better. I mean, before you know, yeah, that's a
Yes,
yeah, it's a huge kind of got better. Believe me, and
it
we were
got
scared that
better.
we used to be scared to walk past a European American on the same street. Like they used to walk with their heads down. So
Yeah,
I mean, we're
but
a
guess
long
what?
way from.
There's still slavery going on though. So when we talk
Yeah, for
about,
sure, for sure, for sure. I agree.
it's like in that major aspect within Africa, within China, especially within the in their re-education camps, their concentration camps, basically all that
Mm,
stuff like that. Everything is on a it's on a rise, because people are gonna find. Hopefully, people are gonna find out what's going on. I don't know. I don't know how I can break it down to you, but I can try to break it down from my perspective. I
mm.
know I'm not totally right. I know I'm not maybe near right,
It's
but
yeah,
I,
it's just yeah. Go ahead. It's hypothetically speaking.
hypothetically speaking, but I just feel like, because I've been doing this research since I was like 10 years old. I'm
Mm,
24. So it's like 14 years now. 14 years ago, it was 2006. That's really when I started like searching the internet. So I found out about all the conspiracy theories. But then the one thing that got me like really hooked in was Nibiru. Why was Nibiru coming back? Why were they so afraid of Nibiru? Why was Nibiru going to crash into Earth? How come it crashes into Earth every 3,600 years? My math was off then, because I like literally got more into science and math and figured out like how old the cycles of the universe is. Do you guys know how old the cycles of the universe
no, I don't know.
goes?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we have 12 months, and those 12 months cycle. Each each planet cycles. So you have about like what, 30 days? So you have 12 times 30 equals 1260. So 1260 days is like what, like 3 years, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about 300 3 years, that talks about 3 year cycles, and that's with Saturn. I'm not really sure how astrology fully comprehends with it, but I do know that things do comprehend with the numbers. So, okay, 3 years.
Mm.
Wait, I can't multitask. Hold on. Let me go to my calculator, because I don't want to give you guys the wrong numbers, because I can't go that big in my head. Oh, my phone dropped. All right. I'm going
We're
to
still
go on
here.
my
Don't worry.
laptop and calculate. Okay, calculator. All right, so we have 12 times 30 equals 360. 360 times 12 again, because we have 12 years, 12 times 12-year cycles. Each 12 years is basically merged into the next 12 years. So 12 times 12 is
Mm-hmm.
144,000 years. So when we talk about the 144,000, do you know about the divine feminine, divine masculine energy?
Oh, wait. 144,000 is also the amount of people that are supposed to survive in the end, or that you can say Christ or the Messiah will save. That's it, and everybody else is dead. It's
Yeah.
almost it's biblical at the same time too. I just realized that. I could be wrong, but I believe it's 144,000. So it's all astrology then
Yeah,
and
everything is
science.
all
It's
astrology.
astrology.
The
Holy
Bible is
crap, man.
astrology.
That's
Yes,
crazy that you put that comparison up. Can somebody double check because my internet's tripping? But isn't it
mine is
140? It's 144,000, right? That's supposed to go to heaven, or that God saves, or something like that. I believe it's 144,000, literally.
yes, but God is such a mathematician and architect that he talks in metaphors. She talks in metaphors, whatever your preference is. But
I say she too. I like the idea of she. It sounds better. Only a
yeah,
woman could give birth to a baby without a man.
okay, I understand that. I totally do.
Yeah. No, it was
Mm,
proven. It's a fact. It's true. Not
no, no,
all
no.
women. Not all women. Yeah, right.
I understand. I'm just on top of the
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
hypothetical. The
Yeah, hypothetical.
hypothetical.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. We know about the Eve gene. We know about all of that. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just want to keep it allegedly, just for
Yeah,
now.
true. Yeah, they don't like that when you talk about the Eve gene because it's true, but they don't like that. You tell them about the mitochondrial gene, they're like, "What? That's racist." Like, what? This is science. We didn't say it.
But then when you could,
Yeah,
we're
but
not.
go ahead.
Let's
Please
just
continue.
let me just start over real quick. So we have
Yeah.
12 months, and within every 12 months, every the moon goes through 12 cycles. So within those 12 cycles, we already have that 12 times 12 energy within 1 month. So let me do 12 times 12. Hold on. 12, it's 144, but 12 times 12 equals the 144 energy already within 1 month because the moon goes through 12 cycles because it only stays in one sign for 2.5 days. So within those 2.5 days times 12, that's 25 days. You probably get a little bit extra because sometimes the moon kind of sits there, kind of sits on the horizon and doesn't, have any activity. So it kind of stretches out within the 30 days. So you had that 144 energy within that 1 month already. Boom. So now we do that times 12. 144 times 12 because you have it 12 times throughout the year. That's 1728. That's already 1 year, 1 year cycle. All
Mhm.
right. So within that 1 year cycle, we have only moved one sign. You understand like how everything kind of multiplies and it kind of ties into physics about how there are multiple timelines. And when I talk about multiple timelines, I talk about quantum theory,
Mhm.
quantum um quantum physics, okay? Quantum leaping. You can basically visualize yourself in a different timeline. So when we talk about time, because time is actually a social construct, because they realize that there are multiple there are multiple things happening at like a simultaneous rate, and this is why it seems like the universe is like expanding and like kind of like doing a bounce back all at the same time. It's kind of weird. They don't understand it only because the Fibonacci sequence is not within them. And something that got misconstrued on the last video that I said about the original people, right? Just because I say the original people don't mean I mean black because we're all like literally walking around in meat
Skin
suits.
suits. Yeah, skin suits. Yeah.
We're literally walking around in meat suits. So when I say original people, I mean the beings that have been created by the creator, not the
Mm.
artificial intelligence that have already been infiltrated for the last 6,000 years since the Tauran energy. So I need people to really open up their minds when I talk because I'm not talking about lower frequency things about, oh, this person is black, this person is white, this person is racist. Because even the things that's going on in DC right now is very, very spiritual. It has nothing to do with white people or black people. Yes, black people mind their business, and yes, white people are out there looking like they're acting a fool. But in reality, it's that, how do I say? It's the Judas Iscariot energy. It's the Et tu Brute energy. If you have read Romeo and Juliet and Julius Caesar and you know about Caesar Borgia, you know about Christianity and you know about the Roman Empire, and you can all mix it all together. You know that something is not right, but they're playing on that energy right now. What I'm telling you is everything is spiritual right now. They don't want you to know it. Literally, we have been living with demons for a very long time. You have even had a woman come on your show like probably like a month or two ago, and she was talking about the adrenochrome.
Yeah, that's one of my friends, Jessica. Jessica Marie. She's coming on after you later.
Okay, so I was listening. I would tune into her too. Like
Hmm.
she had good knowledge, but my thing is people don't realize why there's so many black kids going missing, and why they were
Mm.
still, you know, in that energy of, taking adrenochrome. Yes, there's SRA. I don't know if you guys know what SRA is, satanic ritual abuse. They're
Mm.
kidnapping kids for multiple reasons. They're trafficking kids to celebrities. Well, they're not doing that anymore after the indictments have went out.
I
People
just have
don't
to
real
say this, guys, real quick. Allegedly.
allegedly
Yeah.
because listen, but actually there's proof that the indictments went out. So I don't have to say allegedly with that part because you can
Hmm.
actually go and it's public knowledge at this point. And you guys just might not be able to see it in the European side because I actually posted a dance video like 2 days ago. I mean yesterday, and it was said it was blocked in 190 countries. So
Mm.
the censorship is up. It doesn't even matter if you're dancing to try and get out an emotional message. So
Mm. Do
I'm
me a
just gonna let
favor.
you
I don't mean to cut you off. Can you go ahead and put your handle in because people are asking for your IG so I could pin it.
no problem.
But continue if you can. You're talking about the
Um
adrenochrome with black children, or
yeah, so people are like stealing these kids and it's all about to come out. Like people don't want to hear it because they don't want to hear no bad shit. Like even if it happens to a family member, they're still gonna be
mm,
blocking it out
that's
because at the
true.
end
They
of the
don't want to hear
day,
that.
they don't nobody wants to deal with that energy. Nobody wants to sit here and actually heal through that energy. So when we talk about people believing in that energy, it's far fetched from anybody's imagination or anybody's beliefs. You think that it's
Mm,
just we're here, everybody goes to church. Some people don't like some people. Some people do evil things because they just have a bad spirit on them or they just did something bad because they were jealous or something. But people are not realizing that everything is metaphysical. Like
mm,
the things that we're thinking about is literally being projected. But
You're
going back to
talking,
those kids.
Doctor. Yeah, that's Delbert Blair talks a lot about the metaphysical and the black aliens and stuff like that. He's another guy to check out, guys. Dr. Delbert Blair. He died a while ago, but very interesting. But about the kids.
Okay, so basically we have a like we were talking about, we have that gene within our blood, but the I've never been down those tunnels, and God thank you for like allowing me to like walk through my childhood and like be protected because at the end of the day I would never want to be down those tunnels. But my thing is they steal all kinds of kids. But
Mm,
people traffic kids because they want organs. People traffic kids because they have sick, fetishes. All right. People traffic kids because they want slaves. They don't want to do anything in their house, so they have a little child. People traffic kids for other heinous reasons that I can't even fathom. So my thing is there are many people who kind of like breed children for these certain kind of things, allegedly.
mm,
And because they're bred for these certain kind of things, they know which bloodlines to, look into. They know which people to, buy into. They know which people to bribe. They know which people to to solicit, to blackmail, to,
mm,
get them along with the plan. Because at the end of the day, supposedly they don't just steal anybody. They steal people who are like the lost bloodlines. Like they don't mess with anybody who's not like within their bloodline. And if they do, steal people who are not in the bloodline, they they're not even treated like they're human.
mm,
So my thing is on that point, it's like okay, we have to go back to the golden race, quote unquote, because I don't want to get anybody upset, but there has been scientific research that has been snuffed out of existence because of censorship yet again. But people
mm,
have done the research and they do know who the original people are of this planet. And like I say, it doesn't mean the person has to look like me, but the person has a certain genetic code and they have a certain, genetic makeup. And we have a certain genetic makeup. Let's just talk about the 3D plane here. When we talk about the fountain of youth, these people want to live for a long time. These people want their soul to go on and on forever. Let's look at England's royalty, about
Mm.
how they all like live up to like 110, 114, 100 and something else, 100 and something else. But then it's not just the royalty, it's the elites too. I'm not going to be talking about them. I'm not going to be saying their names.
I
But
wouldn't
you
be
can
surprised if they
honestly,
were clones.
that too. Like even the message that was put out there from the Queen the other day doesn't even look like it was a real person. Like that somebody that was like very young, but like their voice is just very squeaky. Like I don't know. Like it didn't even seem like a real person. Just like the
Mm.
by the mechanical movements. But they have been done that. They have a cloning center in New York. Like it's
Allegedly.
every every no everything is public knowledge that I'm saying. And the
There's a place that says we are a cloning facility. Do you have the name? Because I have
it
to say,
is okay. Let me look it up. It is. It
because
was.
and
It
what type of cloning
was.
center are you talking about, for humans or for animals? Because there's a difference.
Humans, and every celebrity had to go there. So allegedly, but it was ran by Hillary Clinton's sister, Chelsea Clinton.
What the hell? Trinity already knew. I don't know why you knew that already, but yeah, my friend Trinity, she comes on here as well, but she already said Hillary's, so
Yeah,
that's pretty
it
crazy.
was.
I didn't. She already knew.
I don't know the name of it. I honestly don't. It's probably just like Cloning Center of America, like the New York branch or some shit. Like,
But it actually says cloning center.
yeah, they're cloning centers. They have them all over places. One in Arizona. There's one in like New Mexico. Like they
Okay,
have them in
I never see it. I'm just doing this just in case, but allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah, I
But
gotta be, I mean,
this
gotta be
is research
careful.
I have done, like I have had for like 4 or 5 years though. So me looking it up now may be very inconclusive.
Hmm.
These
That's why I
things
said allegedly,
were
'cause, because they be,
these things were out there. Like you can go to these people's websites. But because of all the things that are happening, these military tribunals, allegedly, these things are coming down. Everything that's being connected with it are coming down. So when we talk about like the Capitol being stormed, yeah, things are going to turn back around, and things are going to shut down for a minute because everybody that's connected with them trafficking and them going to military tribunals, they're going to be selling their
mm,
businesses. They're going to be shutting down major corporations. Major
mm,
corporations. We thought it was last year, but it was going to be this year. This is the year of the five. 2 + 2 + 1 is the year of the five, and anything but five is changing, whether it's for good or for bad. So it doesn't mean that you have to live on the timeline of things going bad and everything blowing up and burning. But you can choose to quantum leap, what I was talking about, to whatever timeline you choose to be in. Not saying that you're not going to be having remnants and not be affected by certain things, but what I'm saying is there's ways to get out of certain realities. It's bigger
mm,
than what we've been taught. But my thing again, they need machines. We are the machine,
The
but we're
Matrix
not
is
a
real.
machine. It's real. Like most of the people who are like within these, damn, I was just visually showing something. Should I even say like most of these people who are into like trafficking and stuff like that? They're all celebrities. We all know that. They're all producers. They're
Allegedly.
all movie makers, allegedly.
Well, actually, no. Well, I don't know if he was trafficking, but we can say Harvey Weinstein. Oh yeah, and there was another woman that got busted with a guy. She was an actor, and they were also trafficking as well. So you're right about that. Those are actually true stories. I just don't know the ages or the names, but I do remember seeing this other
They always
known
say
actress.
young woman, but when they say young woman, it's a child
Yeah,
because they
it's a
don't
child.
like to say child to stir up,
The
humanity.
conversation. Yeah, or R. Kelly. If they say R. Kelly, it's a child. you know, I'm just saying, just quoting facts. If you say R. Kelly, they'll be like, oh, he was with the child. But if you, like you said, please continue.
This whole thing is just a hot damn mess. But what I was
Mm,
saying, like, okay, so allegedly we know that these are producers, these are movie writers. How do they get
mm.
their energy? How do these rappers and these musicians tap into a certain frequency
Drugs.
so they can be known? Not just the drugs. Azalea Banks. I'm not
I
gonna say
know her.
allegedly
Oh, the voodoo
because
girl, right? She was doing
yeah,
voodoo. But voodoo is a
she
spirituality
wasn't.
practice.
But my thing is, she had control over her own boat. That's why she's kind of like a lower artist. You got to think
Mm,
about like the people who are actually because She knows how to control it. She was actually doing magic right there while she was recording music. So my thing is the
Was
people
she?
who, yeah, it was
Mm.
the cleaner was Madge. The cleaner made videos that were all over YouTube talking about how she had to clean up mad chicken blood, chicken feathers, and everything from all around the studio. She was like, what the hell was she in here doing while she was recording music? She was in here for 12 hours and they don't know what the hell was going on. But my thing is, if she's not on the up and up, imagine the magic that you got to do to be on the top.
I got you. Maybe she was protecting herself. I mean,
Yeah. But at my
Hollywood.
end,
So you
but
think
my thing
Jay and
is,
Beyonce is,
her whole last album was about the Orishas.
but okay, in Brazil they celebrate the Orishas, especially in Salvador. So
And
it's not looked
okay,
upon as a
Santeria
negative
comes
thing.
from Ifa.
Yeah,
Santeria comes from
voodoo.
Ifa.
Yeah, it's African. It's all African. They all worship
Yeah,
African gods,
but they say
deities.
voodoo after it was mixed with Christianity. So let's go back to like the main spirituality, like the African spirituality that was already
Mm,
all around. There was many different African spiritualities, some true, some demonic. Okay, because there's
mm.
always that duality
Yin and
energy.
yang. Yeah, of course. That's yin and yang.
But there's also that energy of like, okay, they took that Ifa energy. Remember, we got moved all around the world, like after a certain point, quote unquote. But that was things were happening millions of years before that. They just, starting history. Let's just start
Well, you
history
say
from the
Ifa?
time.
Wait, you said Ifa, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
the tree from Avatar? Wasn't it called Ifa, or am I tripping?
Oh, I don't know. I probably never caught it because I didn't watch it when I was fully aware of
Oh, what was
everything, and
going on,
clicked it.
right?
No,
But I
I
think the tree was called, I think Ifa or something like that. If anybody's seen um,
let's look it
Avatar,
up.
can you look it up because my computer's tripping? Because I think it was called Ifa. I'm not sure, but the tree, it was like where all their
Avatar
ancestors went, and
tree
yeah.
of souls. Avatar
Mm-hmm.
tree of souls.
Mm-hmm.
Name.
Was it Ifa?
Let me see. No, it's Vitria. Vitria.
Latrell? Okay, I thought it was Ifa. I thought I heard it, or maybe I heard this from somebody else.
It was Iwa. It was
Oh,
Iwa.
Iwa. Yeah, yeah. I was way off. I was close.
Yeah,
I
but
was
the
kind of
Iwa,
there.
but the Iwa is it sounds like a Native American tribe, the Ewoks.
You could look it up. Does it actually exist or it doesn't exist? It's just, is it Fugazi?
So basically, those trees look like trees that we already actually have. How do I flip this? Come on, load. Go to images. These look like the trees that we already have. These look like
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, those look like something you'll see down south or something like that, like
I forgot
Miami,
what
Florida, or the South, Louisiana. But yeah, I don't know
forgot what
why
the name of these trees are.
I can't do the South, man. I have flashbacks, man. It's the weirdest thing. I can't do the South.
That's
Like the
crazy.
South of America, like of America, America, not South America, but like I can't do Louisiana. Like I could visit, but I have to leave the same time because I'm super sensitive, and I literally could picture the things that happen there, no matter the roads or the buildings. I could see a tree, I could see something that would spark some type of past life situation. I will be confronted with something from the past for sure if I go to the South. Not saying that I won't visit New Orleans, but I know myself, and I know immediately I'll be going back in time unintentionally, seeing how things was, what happened, and especially when you see trees or the way certain houses are, and I don't know. I know it'll affect me big time. That's why I've never been to the South. Not that I don't want to visit. Just the South, this does something to my energy. Period. Because that's where the slaves came. They were in the
Yeah.
South first. The first place they landed was in the South.
You know what's so crazy? But they've been manipulating the energy for so long. And my thing is, it's time for us to break that illusion. And the only
Mm,
way for us to break that illusion is for people to really clean up their homes and for them to really clear up their minds. Because
mm.
people don't realize how big spiritual warfare is.
Oh, it's
I
huge.
try I try to tell people, I don't try to tell people, I don't even try to convince them. But I've told two people and they've called me crazy for it. But I've said all my life, people have done everything in their power to make me believe that I was negative or not smart. Like they've always pinpointed it out, like something that old friends used to say, "Oh, you think you're Google, you're Wikipedia, you have none of the facts." But in reality, I was actually one of the very smartest people that they've known because a week or two later, they would come back and be like, "Oh, you're right," every time. So my
Mm,
thing is, it was a thing of hate. I don't know. It couldn't be that everybody was an agent. I can't say everybody was an agent because,
mm,
we have teachers, older people that were trained. But how do you know that half of those kids that go into trafficking aren't put into our school systems with your children and,
mm.
told to,
Wow. Recruit.
pinpoint this child?
Yeah, recruit.
So I've been through a lot in my life, but it allowed me to recall on a lot of the things that happened and, really look at how like really freaky this timeline that we're living is in. So I try to spiritually protect my niece and nephews at all time, but projection is one of the many things you cannot protect yourself from unless you have a strong mind. Um,
Mm,
People have always projected things onto me, and I have always learned things. My aunt has took me to like African spirituality workshops when I was 4 and 3 years old. I learned about crystals since I was a baby. So,
mm,
and like my mom has, kept me reading books all the time. My grandmother has kept me praying all the time. So it was many different things. So my mind was in a stronger aspect. I was in things after school that kept me busy and not within the wrong crowd because even when I was in school, I made the decision not to go towards, the wrong people as a child. So I
mm,
consciously made that decision. So after I got to middle school, when influence is very strong, and like I say, once I started getting more into the internet and AIM was popping, MySpace was popping, Facebook wasn't there yet because it didn't really come out. But that's when a lot of the brainwashing started because that was the the remote way of, putting things into our brain. Yeah, we had control over certain things, but you had to really like look at it. They didn't take advantage of that energy yet because they didn't know how to, because it was a new entity that they were working with, even though it's an old energy, an old quote unquote god, because you can even go back and reference it into American gods. They put it out here.
mm,
There's a show that's on HBO. It's called American Gods, and they even talk about how they have the gods of technology, gods of certain warfares and different
mm,
things. But these are energies that can be, reincarnated. What I'm talking about is they take these, and I'm seeing right here, consciousness net transfer. They're really trying to really like consciously transfer a lot of these entities and beings into this timeline. So be aware of what you're hearing because whatever you're hearing could also not be your inner voice. You may think that you're depressed, you may think you have anxiety and things like that, but it's your voice is not as loud as the other voices that you have heard that was dimming your light all your life. So they may be, you know, camouflaged as your inner self, but in reality, it's not really yourself. Yourself just needs to learn how to be strong again. A lot of people battle with that energy and they don't know how to, get out of it. But you have to really be, real with yourself. Like, okay, whoever's sending me this energy, they have to really take it back. Whatever they're trying to, put out on me, it has to go back to the sender. And you have to be
mm,
so serious with this energy because people are being blessed right now and people are being cursed right now on a very massive scale. And people being cursed on a very massive scale is also
mm,
just because, God has his warriors doesn't mean that the devil doesn't have has his warriors and can't see your light as well. So be aware of whatever, people are, sending, like I say, sending out to you.
mm. Talk
Suicidal
that talk.
thoughts, depressive thoughts. Oh,
Mm,
I hope you get pulled over by the cops. People hope you get hit by a car and you find yourself coming into close encounters with these things. You think that you're clumsy, you think that you have like no kind of like balance in your life. But in reality, you don't realize how many people are looking at you with the evil eye. You have to really you
mm.
gotta be careful.
Talk to him. King Crown said he loves you.
I can't even see any of the comments right now. It's really
Somebody
crazy.
else said that too, my boy. That's weird. He just said he couldn't see the comments either. I see all of them, but yeah, you're the second person, man, that said that. I don't know. Maybe they. I don't know. Maybe they doing an update.
Like I see a circle around your face. All I see is me moving. I don't see anything else. Like,
You don't
so
see that's weird, man. Usually
it
you could see it, but yeah, I think they're doing an update or something because my other friend he had the same thing. People were commenting and he was like, "Yo, I don't see nothing." And I said, "What?" And usually you could see things. Since we had a pause point, just 1 second. Also, King Mukabi, he also said, "I love her too." Guys, give her a follow. She's pinned right here. Is at Dance for Me. Let me get to some Q&A. I got 2 questions in the queue. Let me go ahead and light them up.
okay.
It says, how do you switch realms again? Okay. It
Do you
says,
think do you
your
think if I
thing.
X out, sorry, do you think if I
Yeah.
X out and then like ask to join back in, it will kind of fix it?
You could try, but I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let me just try really quick.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I'll be right here. So she's coming right back. Give her a quick second, and we're gonna get it back in. Continue. She wants to see the comments, but I don't know if it's gonna work. Once again, guys, give her a follow. It is dance for underscore me. Let me bring her back. Hopefully, she could talk some more with the comments so that she could see what you guys are typing because it's just me that's seeing the comments. Do you see it now?
Okay. Yeah, I see everything a lot better now. There we go.
Oh, you can see the comments now.
Yeah, I can see the comments, I can see the question, and I can see you.
Ah, shit. I should have told Andrew to sign out then earlier and come back in.
Yeah, I didn't even know like it just stopped after a certain point. Probably because I was talking about the children, but
I don't.
yeah.
Yeah, it does some weird stuff. So as Andrew was going on a tangent, he
Yeah, I
he
was
he be
listening.
he be going off sometimes, but he's great though. And if you in this,
Yeah,
if you in Georgia, Atlanta, or you need any type of legal information, because he is a lawyer, you can always rock with Andrew, especially you know what I'm saying if he's
okay.
watching. Yeah,
All
so
right.
he's a good person to have
I
as a contact.
appreciate
He's
that.
my friend. I met him here. We had a great time, and he's a like I said, he's a lawyer, so he's gonna have your best interest.
You see it, you say my origins? Oh, thank you. Uh Mostly Africa, but okay, they say Mali, they say Ghana, uh
Dogon tribe, Mali. That's what's up, man. I would take that any day.
they said Nigeria, West Africa, um the Angola or something like that. Uh I know I'm Scottish. I have like 2% Irish, like I don't know. There's like other stuff too, and like my great great grandmother was from like Calcutta, India. I have like I'm like my. I think the reason why I understand so much in this lifetime is because I'm mixed with so much, and I understand the DNA from within everyone. But I know my true DNA because I feel it heavily. But I do feel the reminiscence of everyone. I also know because my
Mm.
family is from St. Vincent, so St.
Mm.
Vincent is also connected with Belize because they came from their
The
intention.
Olmecs. You got the Olmec blood running through you.
Yeah,
Because it was found on, they say Mexico, but actually it was in Belize where they found a lot of those big ass heads of the Olmecs.
the Garifuna tribe, exactly, all that.
Mm.
So like this energy, I can tell you some things. Like I try not to say a lot of things because a lot of things is not for me to say, it's for y'all to find out. But
Mm.
Saint Vincent, where my family is from, is a Masonic island.
Wow,
There,
I didn't know that. Yeah, I think, yeah, they're gonna, yeah.
but
If you want to go down that road, it's okay, but yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was enough. Yeah, do your research.
Do your
I
research.
feel like Whoopi Goldberg when Latoya Jackson was trying to tell the world like who else was in the room with Conrad Murray, and then Whoopi Goldberg on live television went mm mm. She shook her head and told her mm. I just had a Whoopi Goldberg moment.
But my thing is, there's two sides. Like always, I'm always talking about duality because what we're seeing right now is the unfolding of that negative proton. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? We're seeing the unfolding of that negative side. We're going into the positive energy. So the people who were born with it in their blood, You just got to know that DNA activation from the sun is for you.
Mm. Can a person that's been negative be positive and vice versa because it's a balance?
Yes, because I was very negative 4 years ago.
Mm. Not a happy person. Some people that probably
Walk past me every day and say smile, and I look at them like I was just so mad. I was in a also a verbally abusive relationship. I was also in a negative household. I had to clear up all that energy. But I
mm,
realized that I was the one who also had that strong will to do it. So it doesn't matter if you have that negative energy, whatever your will is, what are you going to choose? We all have free will. Some wills are stronger than others and some are not, but we have to really just, be aware of what's coming to us.
hmm
I don't know.
King Maccabi asked a question. It could be for you or I. He said, "Bro, real question. I have zero corona. I feel pain half of my body. I wouldn't
There's
ask."
DNA is
Well, go ahead.
DNA activations. A lot of people don't realize because they hopped on the train at December 21st, your body is compacting activations like this, and you're feeling it now. All those times prior to December 21st, people who just awakened then, or people who just awakened, just these last couple of months, you
Mm,
wouldn't have felt those activations. You would have thought that earache, that ear ringing, that headache, that toothache, you would have thought that stomach sickness was actually sick. It wasn't. It was because those chakras was actually getting cleared up. Now people are actually activating their DNA. I'm telling you, we are being attacked. And I wanted to also to break that down, how corona is related directly to, it's trying
don't
to be directly connected to us, but
don't
it's not.
do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you,
I'm
they
not gonna
gon'
I'm not gonna talk about them. I'm just gonna talk about a little bit of
No,
science
no, not them.
about.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Lisa, just leave the Rona. I'm
Oh, no,
telling
no,
you, I
not
seen it.
them.
They're gonna take it down.
All right, so y'all know the word that we just said, and
Keanu.
when I say outside layer, I mean outside layer. Okay,
Hmm.
there are three things I'm talking about. Where's Gabby? The sun. The sun is called, the outside layer is called that. Boom. The eye, the outside layer is called that.
Hmm.
Our outside energy of our body, our aura, is also called our.
Yeah, you're starting to cut out a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, you're starting to cut out. That's why I was trying to tell you, man. Yeah, you cut out for a second. Can you hear us?
Yeah, my Bluetooth had went on my phone, so I'm just on my car, so I'm just trying to cut it off. Get off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, this life will be saved. Don't worry about it, Cloudy GG.
All right.
It's always saved. They're going to be on the IGTV live.
So, all right. But basically, with that outside portion of ourselves, and because the sun has been going and having so many CMEs, coronal mass injections, that means that their plasma has been hitting
Allegedly, yes.
over and over again. No, you can check out the Schumann resonance. There's videos on YouTube. There's videos online. It's scientific. It's scientific research. They
Mm.
keep track of everything. They keep track of every eclipse. They keep track of every lunar eclipse. They keep track of every motion in the atmosphere. So they definitely keep track of the energy that's coming off of the sun, especially when it affects our technology and our electric. So when we
Hmm.
talk about that five gear that they released onto the masses this year and last year, what I'm talking about, that five gear that's in the phone.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, we know.
But, all right, so when you get into that, how is that making people sick? How are people dropping like flies this year? It's because we're made of water.
You froze right when you were about to say
Made
something.
out of plasma.
What'd you say? We're made of
Our
what? You were
body,
freezing.
plasma and water.
Oh, got you.
We are we are suns. We are walking suns. And they don't want us to know that. And this is why they're attacking our DNA. They are not walking suns. We're talking about that SPF 40 stuff. You're not gonna need the SPF 40 stuff because people are gonna realize where it's at. And I'm not saying it on that. I'm not trying to say it on that level because at the end of the day, I mean, it's shown, but we're all different colors.
Hmm.
We're all different colors. So, and that comes from that evil. It doesn't even have to come from by being whiter. That's what I'm trying to break down to people. That's literally what it is. They're attacking the energy within everyone. They're attacking the electronic biosphere around your heart. So the reason why people were having so much pain within their heads, within their hearts, within their bodies, shortness of breath, was because the water in their body was cooking from this fifth gear.
Mm.
So supposedly there was something in the flu shot, the flu vaccine
Just
2 years
leave it
ago
alone. Just leave
that,
it alone. Just leave it
the
alone.
East. Wait, this is the West, right? Yeah, the East has made the red flag country that's trying to take us
Mm.
over. There's supposedly like a vaccine that they had mass made and they put it out to everybody. And supposedly because there was like a certain gene or certain how do I say fetal cells, it was reacting, but I can't even say anything like because where are they getting those fetal cells from, right? Those fetal cells were literally coming from
Allegedly, allegedly.
allegedly
Mm.
from from the people underground.
Mm.
Sorry guys, I'm just going into a building real quick.
Mm. It's
You got
like
to
the
put your head
Handmaid's
all the way
Tale.
down. Excuse me. It doesn't even work. It makes no sense. See these scanners inside buildings, they make no sense only because it's freezing cold outside. You're scanning for a temperature. My temperature comes up 47 degrees every time. What am I scanning for? Nothing makes.
They're training
It's all right.
people.
Come on. Nothing makes sense.
No, of
Nothing
course it
makes
doesn't.
sense. It's absolutely nuts the way things. How are you? So I'm probably gonna have to wrap it up pretty soon, but probably like 15 minutes. So
Yeah, no
I'm gonna
problem. No
continue.
problem, man. It's been amazing.
Oh no, but just if you want, you can ask another question. I'll probably just have to get out of here in a half an
Yeah,
hour.
this is okay. This is for Dan. This is from Cloudy Gigi, 22. She said, "Do you believe we are gods and goddesses?" I keep hearing that. What's your thoughts on that?
Yes, because when I talk about the portal, the sun being a portal, I just feel like, it has to do with our internal makeup. And if melanin and carbon is basically stardust, what is God's made out of? We're only seeing a
Mm,
projection of a reality that they want us to see. So we have to be
mm.
aware of what's actually happening. We are those celestial beings. We are those people. But like I say, it's very confusing to the people
And that's why I'm moving.
who really don't know the science of it all.
Mhm. But this is why I'm moving over to Africa
Can
with
you
my
guys
girl.
teach class, please? Thanks. Yeah, so we are goddesses and gods, and things are crazy in this atmosphere. I feel like we have to know that we are, and that's how we unlock that energy. I have unlocked that energy. I have learned how to play with this timeline, but
Mm,
it's very hard to because you'll have Agent Smiths coming after you.
mm.
Like, you ever watch The Matrix?
Of course, man. It's a documentary.
It's so no, but no, but for real, I don't have many friends, but I had to let go of a lot because I realized people were Agent Smiths in order to get what I wanted and what was destined for me. That was my God-given right. I had to tap into it. People don't want to tap into it.
Mm.
It's absolutely nuts. We are the God
Yeah,
Council.
They just, like I say, we are machine. How they try to tap into transhumanism. We're already
Mm.
transhuman. We already know everything. It's already within us. But they're trying to multiply it. How can you do that? I have friends. I'm not gonna say I don't have no friends, but I don't have those.
Large groups
I
anymore.
don't have those large groups anymore. I
Right,
have
right.
people who are on the same frequency, and those are my soul tribe. Those are not
Exactly.
friends. They're not friends because
It's
friends is a
family.
different. It's a different word. Friends is a different
Mm.
word that y'all don't even know. Friends can easily turn into snakes.
Mm. Talk to him. Somebody
I'd
asked, how do
rather,
you feel about smoking trees?
as long as it's good. I mean, from Saint Vincent, where they say that's where the best comes from in the world. So
Yeah, they said herb is the healing of a nation, Bob Marley, right? The
yeah,
herbs is
but
the healing of a nation.
it has a chemical compound makeup that heals your DNA cells. But it's
Mm.
also there's many ways to do it to tap into that energy and the frequency. But just like how that plant is self healing and how certain
Hmm.
people can tap into it, just like how you can talk to a plant and allow it to heal itself, is metabolizing energy. We can use that same energy, but it's I am a weed plant. But if
Hmm.
I have to talk that positivity into myself, I have to talk that positivity into myself. The
Mm.
loving frequency, the healing energies. Because if I don't, guess what happens? Negative energies overtake me. So we are
Mm.
all that energy too. God calls it the miracle plant in the Bible. You mix 78 ounces of it with like 10 pounds of oil and you cure cancer.
Mm. Allegedly.
No, it's in the Bible.
Okay, but if they, okay,
If they wrote it, they
but
have to control that then. So they have
yeah,
to go
that's
back
their
and
narrative. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
their narrative.
true.
That's their narrative.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Good call.
So yeah, that's their narrative. When we talk about their narrative and not what we know, because we're that transhumanism, because that God particle that they're looking for, that they're trying to create, is actually already within us. It can't
Mm.
be created. They keep tapping into it, and this is why they keep stealing our children. This is it goes back to the adrenochrome and that golden race. What do they do with the black children? Y'all don't even know how they torture these kids, how they reach the adrenal gland, the third eye. They're doing ancient Kemetic sciences about how they used to pull people's third eye throughout their nose. They're doing stuff like that and eating it before like a certain amount of bliss, certain amount of time
Allegedly.
for knowledge.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No,
they're
I
tap
believe it though. I believe it though. I've
yeah,
never seen it, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
they're
Not at all.
I'm not even gonna
That's
talk
why.
about
So,
her.
but this is why I tell people when they're referencing the Bible, I could say allegedly they said this and that, but the Bible is literature. It's not history, literally, especially if it's been written over a millennium later. That doesn't make sense. You got to make sense of something written later and then say no, it prophesies. Actually, no, there's a lot of inconsistencies as well. So I always have to reference the Bible allegedly because it is literature, not history. Our history will be very simple to, you know, um, research. Look at the tribes. Look at the arts in the 18, 1700s or whatever so forth that was taken. That's all you really got to do if you really want to see your ancestors. Why is it that we don't know none of their names anymore? Not one, two, three.
It's so
Why is it
hard
that
for
the
me
whole
doing
countries across
research.
Africa? Yeah, it is because everything's been changed. So
Hmm.
many names. Did you know? I spoke about this earlier that Nigeria, the name comes from nigger area. That's what it's actually called. That's where it comes from. Nigeria means nigger area. Can you believe that? I never knew this. I found out
But
a few weeks
that
ago.
energy was stolen. Like I said, that duality energy, because it
I
wasn't
don't, yeah,
nigger,
you're right. I
it
can hear
was
you.
Niger.
The
So
Niger
when
Incorporation was, I don't know if they were Dutch or English.
yeah, but then we even go back to wait. I can't even use my laptop anymore. I will go back to the old version of the map to where it breaks down the old African names. I have it on top of my laptop
Mm,
somewhere, but
yeah.
um
But I heard also the same thing, like Niger actually meant something else in other places because a friend of mine that's from Africa was showing me, well, in our language, it actually meant this, and it was Niger, like you said.
I
So
always tell
I did see
people,
that before, so I can't act like I didn't see that. It's probably like the same thing what they did with the swastika in the World War, how they just kind of changed it a little bit from what it
from the Indian culture,
exactly,
because yeah,
exactly. So they used the duality, and they used this other image, energy.
but that
Uh,
duality energy is still not even from the Indians, because when we talk about the swastika, write it down on paper. What does it break down into? Four sevens. God,
mm,
God is the number seven. All right. When we talk about God and spirituality, that's the number seven. So when you talk about it four times, why is it four times? It should only be three. They tried to create that extra branch off of that tri energy, that triple goddess energy, that divine feminine energy. They added that extra branch, which made it that antimatter, which Queen Prodigy said. Yes, that's exactly true. And that's the same thing that the Japanese said, because I was talking to somebody on the live earlier about how they said that, oh, Chinese people are black or something like that. But the
well, they
Jap
come from black people. That's true.
it's really not though. They're
Yeah,
actually genetically made. Mongols are genetically made, allegedly.
genetically made by who? Allegedly. They had the
So
Royal Niger Company. Thank you, fam.
yeah, the Asians were genetically made,
By who? Do
Mongols, by the Egyptians.
you think
But
so?
there were people who were bad in the Egyptian civilization too, as
Every
well.
civilization has a negative force and positive.
But when we talk about the breakdown of words, the American language, it spells,
It's yeah,
right?
that's true. It's all spells. Everything is curses and spells.
But
Facts.
the English language was made off of the Latin language, and the Latin language is a pure witchcraft.
Mm. All my
So
Latin people up in here, you don't piss somebody off.
no, no, no.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
just messing
talking
with you.
about Spanish. I'm talking
No, I know.
about the
I'm just
Latin
messing with you.
language that
You
was
like the
like
old Roman
300 years
text,
ago.
like
Yeah,
Roman and Greek.
the one that nobody knows. Like people speak Pig
Mm.
Latin,
Mm.
but nobody really knows like the Latin unless you have like those old books, but which they keep in the bottom of libraries. So you don't really have access to those things.
All we do is just they said the best place to hide information is a book because a black man won't read. Black man,
Sure.
black woman. You heard these stories. It's true.
Yeah,
Like
but
you,
you know what?
they
I
gave us the
need y'all to
Bible and
read.
they stopped at the Bible. That's it. This is facts. And the reason why the Bible is such a powerful tool for the mind is because it was put on you during
Nah,
slavery.
sorry, we don't have dog DNA. That's the other end of the spectrum. See, we are the light end of the spectrum. We are the
Mm,
positive end of the spectrum because there are two things in this universe. That negative end of the spectrum, that dog energy, that's not us. Who do you think is
mm,
that dog energy?
allegedly.
Even though they say the dog is God's best friend, Lucifer was God's son.
Mm,
So that was supposed to be his shining star. Maybe he didn't realize it because he got jealous of Jesus's truth in that time, and maybe he didn't know
mm,
that his other part was more. And I'm not talking about because I like this stuff. I'm talking about in probability. So
mm,
allegedly,
mm,
maybe this is what happened.
mm.
That he didn't see the full picture. So this is why things kind of went chaotic. Everything is really, really all intertwined, yet all separate.
Mm.
Oh yeah, let me just finish that sentence. I forgot to say earlier. With the Japanese and Chinese people, that they took that Nigadamas energy from us.
Mm.
We were black samurai, we were black Jedi, we were black all of that, and
Niggas
we
means
had
sovereign king of Ethiopia, right? Sovereign king of Ethiopia. Niggas, Negus.
NEGUS, yeah. So
Mm.
we already had those, but we also had Nagas, NAGS. So
Yeah.
those were our samurais.
The
Those were
Nagas, yeah.
those were our
Mm.
Jedis. All right.
Mm.
We had these civilizations, but once these
Other beings came.
other beings came, this is when timelines got mixed. There are
Mm.
even people who said that our genetic code has been altered 64 times since the
Mm.
Neanderthal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, allegedly.
64,
Yep.
67 times since the
Yep.
Neanderthal. It's in our DNA, it's encoded.
Mm.
So this is why they're trying to lock up our junk DNA. because they know that that activation that came on December 21st is
The
supposed
people
to
are
be,
awakening.
but people are awakening. Imagine people who were already awake. See,
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
people who were born, people who were born awake. So you got to be
Mm.
aware of that about the people who are being born into this timeline under woke parents too. That
Oh, that's
cleared out
powerful. Yeah, yeah,
that
that's
cleared out
powerful.
karmic energy. They're
As they say, they're
birthing
breaking the curses.
superhumans.
As they said that they're breaking the curse. They said the
My
timeline is
nephew,
up.
my nephew cries to play with Sage. I love it.
Mm.
There's not going to be. He doesn't watch TV like that. His soul
Mm.
remembered. He's about 1.5 years old. He watches some things, but he doesn't get stuck to it like most babies I see. Like he likes to hold the phone so he can throw it at you. Maybe because you need to put it down and pay attention to like the kids more often. We don't realize how much like kids are talking to us non-verbally because they pick up everything. And I try
Mm.
not to be on my phone when I'm around them too, because I'm trying to sit here and pay attention to whatever they're doing. But you can't
Mm.
even. It's so much about what's happening in this timeline right now.
Mm.
We have no clue what's coming up next. But the last time we had a timeline upgrade was when the Giants was here. That's supposedly when Taurus was here. The last time
Mm.
before that was when the Egyptians was here. So that was within Leo. So
Mm.
now we're in Aquarius within that like that third shift, and I feel like that last one is probably going to be Scorpios. It's probably really going to be demons running the earth within like another like 3,000, 6,000 years from now. And
Mm.
three more constellations.
You
Like
know, just wanted to say this. I find like a lot of astrology very interesting. And I always thought about this one story, which doesn't really reflect astrology, but maybe it does, is that they say people that believe that the Bible is 100% real, that basically Christ is going to come back to save his people, 144,000, I believe. And basically, what's supposed to happen is that there's going to be like a
oh,
1,000-year reign where there's peace on earth, right? Okay. The Jesus thing, guys, I love you, but the name Jesus does not exist. Not at all. You guys created that, man. I don't know why that a lot of people are so gun-ho on the Jesus name because this is not his real name. That's like me calling you Gary, but your name is like, Bobby. I
yeah.
mean, it's a nickname, but this nickname was given from people that are pagans. That's what blows my mind. Like if you're talking about paganism, people will talk about voodoo, but then you're going to use the name that the pagans gave you, like the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Freya
People don't know who
Day.
Wednesday is.
No, man.
Why do we have so much turmoil on Wednesday and Thursday? Why was Trump
Mm,
tight on Wednesday? Wednesday is ruled by Odin. Why do we have so much
mm.
freaking
And
turmoil on
American
Thursday?
gods, talk
Thursday
to
is
them. That's
Thursday
right,
is
Thursday.
ruled by money, by Jupiter. And when Jupiter
Mm,
gets mad, yes, Jupiter is expansive. Expansive as meaning Jupiter can blow up. So if
mm,
Jupiter was living off of that Wednesday energy where Trump was tight, even though he didn't have to say nothing, it said it all.
mm. See, talk to them. And this is the thing. Everything was constructed by paganism, but they believe 100% nothing's been altered. And this
Get
blows
a
my mind.
aerial, get an aerial map of DC, get an aerial map of NYC,
Mm,
get an aerial map of California, and look at the major government buildings. They're in stars. How did they
mm.
freaking do that? How did they do
Talk to
that?
them. Talk to them.
How did they do that hundreds of years ago? How did they do that?
Mm,
Perfect symmetry from building to building. How?
mm,
They've been new, bro. They've been had technology. We are late. We're about probably 75 years into the past right now. In 2010, hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. No problem. In 2010, we were probably like 10 years into the future. No, I'll keep the door open for you guys. In 2010, we were about 10 years into the future because I seen a picture that the Illuminati families dropped when I was about like, is that 2010? I was 14. So I think I've seen it probably about 2007, 2010. I've seen that picture online for 2 years floating, never seen it again. They were
mm,
dressed, it was about 20 of them, but they were dressed in every trend, clothes. So one person had on flannel, one person had on overalls, and it basically was like
Timeline.
2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. So the picture was able to float around. Nobody knew who the families were, but we psychologically saw the style patterns they wanted us to wear for the next 10 years and then ran with it. People don't understand how controlled we are. Even down to our clothes, they put out pictures that makes no sense. That shit is ugly as hell. You would never wear that. 10 years later, that's the most popular thing. We would never think people would see girls walking with chipmunks on their feet with the fluffy sandals. But that was kind of a joke back in like 2004. You've seen girls wearing it in video shoots, but you're just like, ew, what is she wearing? I would never wear that. That wasn't available to you yet because they needed you to see it. So when it happened in the future, just buy it.
Yeah, you will accept it.
Somebody had wrote a question here. I don't know how much you switch the questions, but it's here. It says, how do you switch realms again? I just want to answer that question really quick for people who want to get out of their turmoil. Love yourself. Love your family. Love everyone who's done you wrong. Love every lesson that you have been through. Love every lesson that you are going to go through. Everything that's bad and everything that's good. Because it's going to make you into the person that you're going to need to be when you get out of this planet, not when you get older. The soul that you need to be, you're basically just shaping and forming yourself. So really, truly love yourself, no matter what. Every time I used to be so down on myself because I'm a dance teacher and I was big. So me being big in the dance world, critiques coming left and right. Oh, you're fat. Why are you dancing? You sure that you're doing this? I messed up my knee. Why are you even still dancing? You sure it's not time for you to give up? Oh, you wanted to get surgery? Can't dance anymore. Now that has transformed and transmuted into that energy of you ain't shit. You can't do it. You're not good enough. This is not going to happen for you. So now I'm hearing it in my voice. That same thing that I was talking about earlier. Those voices are not my own, but now I hear it within myself. Shit, I was fat. Like, I like to eat. Like, but still, it was more of a thing I didn't even realize. I used to be skinny all my life, and I realized like it was like overnight I got big. I didn't realize that I was so high vibrational, like I told you, and then all of a sudden something hit. My energy got so grounded. It is kind of bad, not bad. It's bad to be big, and it's not. It's just because your carbon body is weighed down. Like it. I don't really care about people's health because you can be in the best health, like I say, and just still be in the highest vibration. So it's more of you letting go of that dead metallic weight that's in your body and then, lifting yourself up. So it's metaphorical too and not in the literal sense in which I'm talking. Okay? So also listen to that too. What was I saying? The next thing, you can literally say, okay, what do you want to do next? All right. Not what you think that you can do. What were you thinking all your life? Tap into your childlike energy. Jump around your house. Lay on your bed upside down. Freaking go take a bubble bath. Go play in some sand. Go in your backyard. Take a scoop of dirt and let it get under your fingers and sit under the water and try to get it out for hours. Like that is like treating yourself as a child. Tap into that childlike energy. Do not take from yourself, because the only person who told you had to be a certain way was the people who were critiquing you your whole life. So when you go into that energy, you're able to let go of everything. So that's letting go of that root chakra, letting go of that solar plexus energy, because now you have the will to move on. When you get past that solar plexus energy, right, and that root chakra energy, people try to keep you in, because after you get out of the root chakra energy, you can basically see past all the fuzz that that was already happening. So once you get out, you get into this, it's no problem. Solar plexus energy, you start to shine. You start to see why people aren't shining the way that they're already supposed to be shining. All right. Now you move up to I've skipped one. It's another one. Yellow. No. This is the orange one. That's the orange one I was just talking about, your willpower. And then the yellow one is your solar plexus energy. That's just your power. So now you have to actually take your willpower and put it out into the universe, all right? Now you have to actually apply it. Now you have to actually try, because it's actually much harder. You were doing things unconsciously, but that's because people, wanted things of you, Well, once you get out that root chakra energy, it's going to take a while for you to get to that orange chakra energy, that sacral. You're going to have a shift of energy, like, oh my gosh, this is what I was doing all my life, living like a zombie in this root chakra energy. So once you get to the orange energy, you might end up burning yourself out quicker than other, because you like, damn, I feel like I'm on top of the world, I can do anything. But that's because you just got out of that messed up energy. So now when you move into that solar plexus energy, now the sun could be hot. The sun can burn you, but the sun can also grow food. The sun can also sustain life, and the sun can also, give love. The sun can give everything. But my thing is, the sun, like I say, it can be destruction. It can burn up. It can also, whatever it is, like the sun could just totally obliterate people. Because if the sun was to go supernova, everything around it would just become ashes. So that energy that you harness right there is probably that frustration after you get out that willpower. It's like pushing through like the illusion of what people want you to be. So now you have to really go into that childlike energy again, because once you live in that root chakra energy with that childlike energy, you can go back into that solar energy with that the childlike energy, and now you start creating out the wazoo. You've been creative, but you haven't tapped into that energy for so long. So now it's resurfacing. It's turning into something else. It's transforming, transmuting. Now you tap into another level. Now you go into your heart chakra. A lot of people have a really hard time getting past your heart chakra, and I'm not telling you it's going to ever be easy, because your heart chakra closes back up and opens back up. It closes back up and opens back up, because those are that one chakra that's very tricky, because people come in now your life all the time, and even though you learn how to let go out that root chakra energy, you may not go back down there. You may go back to a closed heart chakra energy, only because there are things in this universe that we just can't control, and we are here to learn certain lessons. God may throw something at you that you may have never fathomed. So it just mean that your soul is going to be stronger for whatever journey has to come throughout the millennia. So that heart chakra energy, you open it up, you eat lots of greens, you tell people you love them, but you're not going to hear that I love you back, because people's root chakra is closed, people's solar plexus is closed, people's sacral is closed. You're not going to hear that I love you back. So why am I giving out all this love and it's not returning back to me? I have so much passion for it. I have no which way to put it. Now your throat chakra is closed and you have no way to express it. So now you're just giving out love. And then you're just like, damn, what is going on? Now you're really seeing people for who they are. Now you go to the throat chakra, you try to talk it out. Nobody's hearing you. That's what you wearing blue. That's what you eating blueberries, eating lots of blue superfoods. All right. But that's not allowing people to actually hear you for who you are. So
I hear you. Talk to them.
People get to that energy, and you can talk whatever. I can be saying all this right now, but if I share this to my Facebook, half people are gonna still say I'm crazy and batshit nuts. They're like, "What are you even talking about, bro?" Like,
because they're closed.
Yeah. So my thing is, get past that throat chakra energy. Once you get past that throat chakra energy, your third eye, you realize it's very easy to tap into your third eye. People have so much trouble tapping into your third eye because they just want to jump there. Can't just jump there, because if you start seeing demons, that's when you go crazy. That's why you hear people going crazy. You hear people going nuts, because they start tapping into the etherical when they're not supposed to be there. They have no protection. They don't have no guardians. They keep going out into the spiritual realm trying to find out who their spirit guides are.
Yeah, they can't handle it. They're not ready for that type of input, that information. That's too much downloading at one time. They overload themselves.
Exactly. And even then, their telepathic airways are not open to finding their spiritual guides. So it's more like they got to be aware of who they calling in. Y'all got to be aware of who y'all calling in. I understand that y'all still know Oshun, y'all know Papa Legba, y'all know all these people. But be aware that they want you in their circle, because hey, if you offering them offerings all the time, I'm gonna take it too. They say if I was Oshun, but me giving you back stuff, I'm gonna just be like, I didn't ask you to come here. So then the offerings just go out into a spiritual, ethereal sense. And oh, who did this come from? Demons sniff it out because she didn't want the rest of your offering, and they
Mm.
follow you right back to where you are. You guys don't realize how much y'all let into y'all energy. Y'all don't gotta wait till they talk to you, because at the end of the day, there's connections within everything. Like if you guys really believe in it, like I say, tap into your inner child, believe in everything and fully, because that's what opens up the next gateway, and that's what talks about the third eye. You ain't able to see whatever, because if you still don't even believe within yourself, in your heart, that you are that celestial being, right? That Athena energy, right? That goddess like energy of love and spirit, that Mother Earth energy of all that, of your carbon and your melanated being. You can't tap into your belief systems. You can't get people to believe in you, and you can't believe in people. So you're kind of going to be wandering, and you're probably going to be like, what's real, what's not? And that's where the kind of split of reality and consciousness comes.
Mm.
Now, the last chakra that we know about, because there are outside body chakras that fully surround us, but I know I tap into them. I just don't know the names for them. I
Mm.
just feel like I told you guys, you said that Jesus isn't real. The name Jesus isn't real. There's an energy. There's an energy behind everything, because once you believe in something, it turns real. Even if kids see
Mm.
nightmares,
Manifestation.
yes. So it's not a name, it's a sound, it's a vibration that certain
Mm.
people
Talk to
aren't
him.
supposed to be talking, certain people aren't supposed to be knowing or seeing or hearing. So it's still the same thing about figuring out, okay, I gotta be I have to have discernment. I have to know that I have to believe in myself before I even believe in who I think is God that's talking to me.
Mm.
So make sure I know myself before I try to talk to an outside entity. That
Mm.
still
Because
goes within.
it could be somebody else that you're talking to.
I had to test God,
Mm.
but God knew I would test him
Or she. Mm-hmm.
or she. God knew, but this is why I'm at the level I'm at now. I have that untapped knowledge. Half of the stuff that I say out my mouth, I probably sometimes may not know it beforehand. When I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking to people spiritually, when I'm giving people tarot readings and just assisting people. But that's because it's coming straight from spirit. I'll go straight online. It's right there.
Mm.
Like I say, we are that transhumanism, but we're not, because that's not us. We are the original, and it's in the DNA. I don't know. But switching realms, last thing, right? Take 2 cups, because once you pass, once you get up here, you're good. You can start, once you get to your heart and you start loving everybody, even though they've done you wrong all your life, you can now switch timelines. You cannot switch timelines when you're down here. You cannot, because it's easy for you to just fall back down. You understand? So
Mm.
once you
I
get to
hear
your
you.
heart, you can now, because you truly know what the universe is. Once
Mm-hmm.
you start, testing yourself in your heart. All right. Take 2 cups, visualize where you are in that 1 cup of water. Take 2 cups, put water in it. All right. Distill, they say, is always best, whatever. But you take 2 cups of water, set them right in front of you, meditate, clear out your energy as best as you can, sage, take a bath with Florida water. If you can't, use Epsom salt and some water. Don't even use salt. But if you have that Dr. Bronner's like peppermint, it's kind of natural, so I guess you can use it. I'd be using that. It'd be working really good. I feel like I'd be opening up like a portal sometimes. But hey, everybody has their own ingredients. Listen to your inner self, because we are not the same.
Mm.
Because even though
Facts.
we are all made up of the melanated carbon beings, there are still
Mm.
probably 200,000 different genotypes within the freaking universe. That's what I just heard. Like,
Mm.
like what I just downloaded. So imagine how many different people there actually are on Earth, and how many people have mixed their genotypes on Earth. So within there being
Mm.
200,000 out in the universe, imagine how much are dud systems. Imagine how much are systems that are going to just get scrapped, because we are all still living in a systematic system. Um, After you get here, you clear out that energy. After you clear out that energy, it's basically like, okay, now you can float throughout the cosmos. Put one energy into one cup. I'm living in shambles. I don't have a great job. I need a car. I hate that, put all that energy when you were in your lower self into that cup. Say, I
Mm.
don't even want to be in that energy. I would never touch that energy again. Thank you for your lessons, but I will never return to your timeline. So you have to
Mm.
really, really be serious with yourself. Now look at the next cup and visualize where you're going to be within the next 10 years. But literally even visualize where you're going to be within the next 1 year, because you never know. I literally exponentially grew within the last 3 years, and I never would
Mm.
have imagined. But that's because I wrote down things that exceeded my expectations, and I exceeded those expectations. So you have to know, okay, I want to do good for myself. I'm going to, be better. I'm going to, manifest whatever it is that I want from me. Because
Mm.
I didn't think I was going to continue dance after my knee injury, but I literally manifested the fibers of my knees being rewoven. I don't know how it happened, but it used to feel like my meniscus. I trained in sports science as well too. My meniscus was rubbing together. So the two bones, my meniscus got worn down. My patella and my knee was rubbing together. I could barely walk. I can dance again. So it literally goes back to you manifesting and fixing your DNA, fixing your fibers of your body and what you want to do. So
Mm.
you really have to really, really try. And I wouldn't be telling you guys this if this is not dead ass true, but I don't really tell people this because people really think you're crazy, and I'd rather not put out that energy so that my energy does not get sucked and siphoned and turned into something else for the benefit of a lower vibrational being. And I would rather keep it to myself and the people who ask for these things, or if this conversation comes up naturally.
Mm.
But I'm not going to sit here and force it on anybody. I still get frustrated because some people don't understand, but they use all the natural ways, or everything that I say makes sense, but what I'm saying doesn't make sense to them. If that makes sense.
Mm.
What
No,
I
it makes sense. I'm
say,
listening.
what I say makes sense, but what I'm doing doesn't make sense to them. They
Mm.
won't hang on to the concept, and I don't want them to hang on to the concept once you see it for yourself. But
Mm.
my thing is, you're doing exactly everything like me. So there has to be a time where you have to look at it and be like, maybe this person is coming correct in the way that they're talking about. So, and whatever
Mm.
they're talking about, it all goes back to you doing your own observation. It goes back to you doing your own studies. It goes back to you having your own placebo and um, your own experiments, and you varying the concept of what you want to grasp onto.
Mm.
It You have to leave what you had in the past, jump to the future. They don't want to let you know that they have machines to do this in CERN. They have big ass portals. They have big ass electronic colliders. They have to
Allegedly.
use.
Well, they got the colliders. I think that they're opening portals allegedly. So I don't want them to think that I'm not putting out
Actually,
disinformation. I'm just
when
saying.
I was when I was 12 years old, allegedly, supposedly, maybe, when I was 12 years old, I live in New York, and Channel 5, my mom watched it every night because she came home at 8 o'clock, and she would turn the news on for 2 hours. I would eat, get inside the shower. She would watch the news for a bit. We would catch up. I would go to sleep. But in those 2 hours, I was watching the news with her. I know because I watch the news all the time. And this is what kind of pushed me more into a conscious state, because I was already kind of filled with fear, because I was already a high energetic being, which I did
Mm.
not know when I was a younger child. But I was, like I say, being bombarded with lots of energies. So I was very afraid of what the world was going into, because I knew the world was changing in my lifetime. The one thing I
Mm.
asked my family was, how come we slavery was never switched? How come black people never put white people into slavery? But it wasn't like a thing like that. It was more like, okay, how come it's always black people in the other end of the spectrum? So me asking questions like that at 4 years old, they were looking at me like, the fuck? Like, I
Well,
don't
when you're in
even.
power, a person that has power needs to have an enemy. That's how you keep your subjects under control.
No, I know that.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Of
but
course.
you ask my aunts and my parents, when
Mm.
I was asking them these questions when I was 4, they looking at me like, who told you to ask this question, and where'd you learn this from? But
Mm,
I paid attention to everything. So
mm.
go back to the news. I was watching with my mom one night, and it was about 9:30 because the news was almost over. You know how they start doing those fast clips at the end of the news cycles that they don't really want you to hear, but it's
Right.
late night, so they got to play them anyway before 12 o'clock before the next news cycle. So they was just like, "Oh, guys, CERN has created a massive hydrogen collider, and allegedly, they plan on smashing two atoms because we were
Right.
already learning about atoms in school at that time, in about like fifth grade. That's when
Right.
we
The
started
Big
learning
Bang.
about science. We learned about the Big Bang Theory. So
Mm.
we learned about the Big Bang Theory, and then I hear them on the news talk about, oh, we're trying to recreate the Big Bang Theory because that's what they were trying to do back then. That was the major talk about it in the news, but you never hear about what happens after they actually made that first interaction.
Yeah, they disappear, right?
Scrapped, scrapped. So I'm just like, why are they trying to create the Big Bang Theory on Earth? Me as a child, I'm
Yeah.
scared as shit. Like,
Yeah.
y'all
Opening
trying to
portals.
open up another universe in the middle of our planet? What is wrong with you
Yeah, they're
guys? I
opening
have
portals.
common sense. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
crying.
Like, why would 33 nations, you get it, 33, be
Yeah,
involved with this?
yeah,
Makes no sense to me. And I said the same thing. I said, this is just, hypothetically speaking, I said, the only thing I could think of is that they're trying to open portals. So you're not trying to cure cancer, AIDS, and all these illnesses,
man. It's
but
already clear.
you're
It's
sitting
already,
here.
those things are patented
You can't
and they're
you
put away in a
can't
vault.
say that allegedly. You can't
Allegedly,
say that
sorry, sorry,
allegedly.
sorry. My bad.
Yeah, it's okay. Allegedly,
Yo,
this I heard this rumor. Allegedly, they said, yeah, you got to be careful.
yeah. Well, they literally opened up that portal. They was just like, we're gonna do it tonight, and guys, this is what the news report looked dead in the
30.
camera.
Not to cut you off. Not to cut you off. 33 is like the highest level of masonry. So 33 degrees.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So
Yo,
33
so
nations are involved.
yeah, so they tried to. It's like, oh, we're gonna They said that they're going to crash two atoms together, and they're gonna try and recreate the Big Bang Theory within their hydrogen collider. Allegedly,
Mm.
because it's not on YouTube anymore. It's taken down. Um,
Yeah, man, they took a lot of
so
those videos down. I saw that too. Like, what?
So if we are not here tomorrow, guys, we love you. Just know that we are trying to take the next step in science, and if we are here tomorrow, just know
Mm.
that it worked. So I guess
Yeah, they said it could blow up the whole
it
world. They
worked.
said those colliders could literally blow up the whole world.
But my thing is, which world? Because that post that was kind of
Mm.
floating around for a little bit, talking about how there was two Earths, one that was 6,000 years old, the one that was 6 million years old.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they had a clear
So
photo.
the one that was 6,000 years old, catch this, Taurian age, because each age is 2,160 years. So we're going back
Mm.
Pisces, 2,168 years plus 2,168 years. That's Aries. What's before that? Taurus, right? That's when they came in, supposedly,
Mm.
right? Boom. That's about 6,000 years ago because you have a little bit of reminiscence because the 160 years equals out to about like 340. After that 340 years, we have about 700 years for that transition.
Mm.
So within that 700-year transition, within that Tauran age, that's where just like how they're trying to still do dirt at the end of Pisces right now. Oh, sorry. Just like, oh, it's in my bag.
You said which world again? Before?
The 6,000-year one. Okay, we're on the 6 million one, but they're on the 6,000-year one.
Mm-hmm.
Because they created it with that CERN portal allegedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you remember what I was just about to say before that? I'm trying to think back.
You were talking about the
Yeah.
portal, and you were talking about.
Nope.
Let me think.
They crashed the portal. They went on with it. We didn't hear anything else from it. Oh yeah, Sun and Taurus. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
so basically, like how they're still trying to do their dirt before they really go out and we go into the age of Aquarius. They were still doing their dirt within that last, 700 years. That's what they were doing for the last 700 years. From like 19, I mean, from like from like the 1100s, from like that Viking time. We think that there weren't really black people around and that black people weren't ruling things, but there were way more civilizations that we
Mm.
know about because they were the Tartars who built most of the mansions that people lived in as regular houses around the world. Most of the
Mm.
brownstones that are built in Brooklyn are built on top of bigger castles because you know like that basement ground level that you guys see that weird awkward window sticking out of, those were Tartarian buildings that black people and black gods and goddesses lived in. I'm gonna call it gods and
Mm.
goddesses. I'm not gonna call us women and men because woe man is like having too many woes, and we don't have woes. We're goddesses and gods. So
Mm.
let's talk about that. We've had castles here, but we had that great flood, that died, the deluge. When we talk about 2,160 years ago, we were still cleaning up after that. We built on it, but then they did something and broke down our whole society again, just like what they did to Black Wall Street, and just like what they did again and again, and they're doing now.
Mm.
So it's the sun with them being in Taurus, right, and us going back to the age of what's before that, Gemini.
Yeah, I think you were talking about Taurus and something. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The energy wasn't stable. The energy wasn't stable in Gemini. The energy wasn't stable in Cancer. Everything was made off of like, people fucked a lot in the Cancerian energy. That's where like people grew. It was a lot of life being born in that Cancerian energy. Because when you talk about Egyptians and who they created and what happened to the Egyptians, a lot of them died off because of the ego in Leo, right? A lot of them died off, or they went into that sun portal. They figured out how to get out of this matrix. We don't really know what happened. It's all hidden. I feel like that a lot of that knowledge is actually hidden knowledge. A lot of people can say they know about it, but I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of stuff is like locked up even spiritually
I believe
because
so too. And also, I mean, shit, the Romans burnt a lot of books too. That was one of the many things they did.
it's just so
They
funny. There
came,
was
they
a
came into Kemet, and they were like, okay, so this is the story of horrors. Oh, okay, Haru. Okay, cool. Burn the rest of it. Like what?
that's what I said. They don't know
And
the context of what happened back then, but they just well, this looks like what we would say in this lifetime, but that's not the context of what they were living. They were living in the desert 12,000 years ago. So that was in the beginning of a cycle. So that's what I'm talking about with the world. In the
mm,
beginning of that cycle, 12,000 years ago, who was here on those millions of years ago? Because we have been wiped out multiple times, because we still didn't get it right. Supposedly, this is the first time we have made it past this timeline in
mm,
past 2016 after Trump has gotten
mm,
into office. So when they talk about how there was a book that was written in like 1891 that says the last president, and there was a boy who was Barron Trump in the book, and Donald Trump was president, but there was no, yeah, yep,
you
the
talking about oh the
library.
Adventures of Barry Trump or something?
It's funny that there's a library of Alexandria. My exact name is Alexandria, and I feel like I have mad books in my head, but it's mad funny. Like, I will tell you one thing that's secret that they say I can share. I share it. So supposedly, you know how there's paparazzi here in the physical realm,
Hmm.
how people get pictures taken of them every time they do some fucked up shit.
Hmm.
I have seen the spiritual camera.
Mm.
So every time I like broke up with somebody or like did some dumb shit that like I went home and sat on my bed, like I spiritually seen that flash. Like it was a picture put in the books. Like our life lessons are literally like lessons put into
Like
spiritual
Polaroid.
books.
Yeah, like a Polaroid
Yeah.
picture in a spiritual book. Yeah,
And it's put into a book, like into
gotcha.
a spiritual book,
Timelines.
and like
Yeah.
yeah, and it's there's even though there's a library of Alexandria that got burnt down, there's always as above so below. So that library is massive, the Akashic records. So those
Mm.
pictures are in there, and I feel like I literally see flashes every time. I don't see those things anymore. It was more when I was doing a lot of things that were spiritual lessons. I don't really go through
Mm.
many spiritual lessons anymore. Now I'm going more through spiritual battles of my divinity because I know who I am. And I know I'm one of the 144. I'm actually one of the higher 144 in rank, but I can't go around saying that. So yes, I say it on here, but it's mad funny. It's
Do
just
me a
weird how
favor.
every
Put your handle back in at the bottom, guys. I just want you guys to give her a follow because I know a lot of you guys are probably asking questions. So I'm gonna put it back up because I pinned some people's questions.
Oh, it's no problem.
Yeah, guys, you could give her a follow if you have questions or anything as well.
Yeah, that's how the Mandela effect. I just saw that. That's how we get
Yeah.
the Mandela effect. That is because literally they have split timelines and it makes it seem like we're tripping, but in reality, there are many Mandela effects that are not really that we sometimes don't even notice. You probably walk past a glitched trash can, and because you walk past it every day, you in your mind perceived it as a regular trash can, but it could have been like half a trash can there, and you would have never realized
Mm,
because you walk past it every day religiously, and nothing's supposed to be different with that trash can. So we're talking about
mm,
possibilities, we're talking about timelines, we're talking about quantum theory and physics, and people playing with timelines. Yes, it's easy for you to play with timelines, and once you realize that you can quantum leap out of your energy, and once you realize that you're in a free energy, you can now control timelines. But that's another lesson within itself, because once you can control timelines, you now have a debt to the universe because
mm,
you have too much power. But for somebody to know that you have too much power is for you to actually handle it. You got to handle it. Like, they only allowed me to go so far the more that I want to, humble myself. But sometimes I'm way too humble. My spirit guys be like, damn, you so damn nice. Stop it. Stop.
mm,
Your heart too damn big sometimes. But I just I know who I am and I know how the things work. And even though they be like my spirit guides, like I should listen to my spirit guides, I am my own spirit guide in my own sense too. So you guys
mm.
got to stop looking out to other things and people and just, really go within because
Yeah,
it's crazy. Man.
yeah, big
Yeah,
facts, man.
there's two timelines.
Let
Which
me
one are
see.
you on? You better hop timelines before it's too late. I've been telling people this for 2 years. What's life really about? The Ankh. That's what I learned. You being able to collect that energy, but also multiply it and triple it and quadruple it and divide it and subtract it and sit in nothingness. That's what life is. Nothing. I am creative, but I have zero now. What do you mean?
That's King Maccabi. Yeah, I'm just posting the Q and A's. Yeah, King Maccabi, you gotta get a little bit more detail about I'm creative, but I have zero now. So I guess you're zero creative right now. This is from King Crowns. He said, "What books would you suggest?"
Um, Books are made by man. Read
Mm,
yourself. Read your DNA. Really sit there. I mean, I cut out meat, but that's because my insides started rejecting it when I wanted to get into more knowledge. So, like I say, certain things are locked up for people who want to reach certain levels. But if you don't want to let go of certain things, and you know that those things will further you, you have to just really just try to do whatever you can to get through that energy. I,
mm,
I don't I don't know how else to tell people because everybody else's journey is different.
mm. And
Everyone's different.
this is from Gino Pacino, 93. How do I know if I tap into my energy?
Can I use the laptop? Can you plug in your phone? Can you plug in your phone, please? Thank you. I have to finish this meeting. Thank you, sweets. Yeah, go ahead. Join the live, Vivian.
Yeah, this is from Gino Pacino, 93. Says, how do I know if I tap into my
Hi,
energy?
Haley. How do you know? How do you know if you tap into your energy? Hello, Vivian. Basically, you know that you tap into your energy because people stop messing with you.
Mm.
People stop
Okay,
messing
the
with you.
next one. This is from I think it's Kazar. Hopefully I said the right Kazar, the composer. They asked, "What's your take on traveling through the
Hi, Haley.
chakra system and then starting all
Got
over?"
it. Um, Basically, I don't think there is a starting over because once, like I say, that you have external chakras, once you reach the external chakra, I feel like there's no going back in. It's almost like well, let me retract that statement, because when you talk about the Fibonacci sequence, it's in the shape of the number 9. So when you talk about the Fibonacci sequence, you go from the inside, you go out, and from the outside, you go in. So it's always, I guess because I'm an Aquarius, I'm always inside my head. I'm always like thinking. So I kind of am always restarting my chakra journey. But that doesn't happen with people, because some people are fire, some people are water, and sometimes it happens from within, without within. Sometimes some things happen from, like Leo, it would happen from outside in and inside out. Like I say, everyone is different,
Big
because
facts.
Leo is based on ego, and they're projecting a lot of that outside of their bodies, but inside, sometimes Leos are.
So don't mess with no Leos. I always got along with Leos. So
What's your sign?
Aries, fire.
Yeah,
That explains a lot of my postings, right? You're
very
like,
passionate.
yeah, very passionate. You're like, he sounds like an Aries, damn it.
But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Just like
It's
it'll be
really,
okay.
it's really what's your rising sign, and all of that. It's not really the sun sign. We are our
Mm,
sun sign, but we're really like our rising sign and our Venus sign, like how people see us and how we love, because how we love is basically how we kind of
Are you an Aries?
respond. I'm an Aquarius, but
Oh yeah,
my
you're the
my
water.
Venus,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
my
yeah.
Venus is the Aries. That's funny though.
Mm. Okay, we got some
Um,
more Q&A to get to. This is from Talti. I'm not sure if I said it right. Hopefully I didn't butcher it. I always wake up between 3 and 4 in the night and have a scary feeling.
ask God, ask the Creator, the Most High, Jah, you know, to guide you in having a ceremony, a clearing ceremony, so that every time that you wake up, you can do that. Uh, some people burn sage. Some people can lay out their crystals, play with their crystals for a while, and they'll be fine. Some people will take a bath at that time, and it won't happen to them for like another week. Ask God or ask your inner self, because when I say God, ask your internal compass which way that you should go, but don't go to your lower self. I know I have
Mm,
been hurt. I know I have been here. I know I have been through this trauma, but I'm asking my higher self, what is it that I should do in this time? You know,
mm.
you have to really ask both of yourself, because you have been through the shadow and you have been through the light. But in order to get the best results, you have to mix both.
Does the sage work? Candle sage. This is
My sage
from
works.
Arsenev.
I feel like when I go into stores and I try to go find a bundle, the energy within my solar plexus, it starts going off the charts like don't get it, don't get it, don't get it.
Mm,
But I grow my own sage in about April, May, June, grow a lot of it, harvest it, dry it out, because it lasts until like December and out
mm,
here in New York, till I can get like the last batch. But if I make a lot, I can keep it up until like about March for next year. I'm on my last one now, because I've been through
mm,
some shit this year. So I gotta
mm,
do a lot more growing of
mm,
my sage. But I douse my sage in dragon's blood. I douse
mm,
my sage in Florida's water. I dry it out. I also add mint in it. I also add roses from my garden. I also add the mint from my garden. I add the roses from my garden. Um, and I let it take time, and I wrap it up, and I let it dry out. I
mm,
I sage my sage, but I'm also the sage. So me saying my
mm.
prayers, me saying the sage over the sage. So that's it.
Okay.
Some people have their hands on it. Be aware of who you're burning sage from, because their energies sometimes just want money, and they realize that the spiritual community is actually where it's at now. So be aware of people who are taking advantage of that.
Mm. Okay, we got some QA. Try to get to them. This is from Peace0223. How do you feel about Pisces power?
I've been asking myself this. This has actually have been one of my questions to myself this year. What is Pisces to me? Because I realized that really Aquarius is on the top of the spectrum. And I don't mean it like that. I mean like when people have like Aquarius stelliums, like more than 3 placements and stuff like that. Because if I just have one Aquarius, I don't think I would be as intellectual as I am, but because I have it in certain placements. But when you go to Pisces, they're supposed to be the last sign. They're supposed to be the eldest sign. They're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be, the sign that has been around for the longest amount of time. They're supposed to be the sign of duality because there's 2 signs of duality. There's Pisces and there's Gemini. People always say, "Oh, Gemini's two-faced," but so is Pisces. Pisces
Mm.
just under the table. Pisces is spiritually two-faced because Pisces has been around the block. Pisces has been around the block and has
Everybody
seen
says
through
that about
things.
Pisces, though.
But Pisces, I feel like in their last level up, their last journey of like their cycle, I truly feel like Pisces has whatever their life path number may be in that life. I truly feel like they have a choice of going to the higher etherical realms or going into the darker arts. And I feel like a
Mm.
lot of people who are Pisces choose the darker arts until they get older. But I don't see a lot of older Pisces.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't see a lot of older Pisces. That's really just my thing. And
And this next one, boom. Gonna drop the next one. Chief from Uptown. What is Virgo energy power?
the Virgin, the Virgin is just, knowing but not knowing. Oh, they feel like they know everything, which they do, but their intuition and their instincts tell them to act out of a very childlike energy. So it's more of a innocence kind of energy, but that innocence can be played on. So it's more like the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary could have been a virgin, but because she was so innocent, she could have also played everybody. And she could have just,
Mm.
I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's in that energy. Like, you don't know somebody's a virgin until you don't know if they're a virgin. You just won't know. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's something that's really like, you have to believe it. You have to really just have it in front of you. Like, I don't know how
Mm.
else to put it. Like, that's how Virgos are, because Virgos are not really out there. They're
Mm.
really, you have to see it to believe it, but they're in that energy if you're in that energy. But they're kind of hard to get across. So they're
Mm.
different. They're different people.
Red
They're one of
worm. Oh, go ahead. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
no. I was just saying
Please.
that they think they're one of the first, but they're actually the last sign. So
Mm.
like they're the youngest,
The youngest
but
of
they
all of them.
but yeah, they think they're the first because they're right next to Leo. But it's weird.
We got Red Rum C300. So, what's after our body life expires?
Now ask me, what the hell are you doing on this plane?
Mm.
Like, I told everybody in this galactic universe federation, I'm not coming back to this place.
Yeah, I said that too. I was like, I don't know if I'm coming back anytime soon after this one. I'm going to take a break.
I did my work though. So
Mm.
me talking to my galactic federation and telling them that I'm not coming back, I did what I need to do. So
Mm.
you guys going to your ancestors after this live and saying, I'm not going back, they gonna fuck with your money. Because
Mm.
you went to them on some different shit. But we have an
Mm.
understanding. So it's really about working your rank up. And it's not about working your rank up because your rank has always been there. It's more about you having to know how to use your power and not overusing it. Because I got a reading on, not me, but my family did. Got a reading on me when I was very young. So I kind of knew it with tarot, kind of knew what it was, but I really wasn't into it. But
Right.
it was just something that I read that was just like, I was very powerful in my last life and misused my power. So one thing I kind of kept in mind when I was younger in my developmental stages was that I just I realized I had power over people. Like, I literally had power over people. Like, when I was younger, I lied. I'm gonna be truthful. And
Mm-hmm.
this is about the journey, like humility and humbleness. Like, I lied a lot when I
Mm.
got to like my 13 to like 16-year-old like age, and like I'm just like, okay. But I realized it was like I was control. I don't even know how to put this. I was so smart for a young person. I was testing the masses for the people who I came across. I was
Hmm.
I don't know how to say it. I lied, control and lied,
Hmm.
but I didn't mean to. Like
It
it was like
happens.
I was trying to see what they were going to tell me after I already knew the answer.
Got you.
Because most of the situations that I was in as a younger child is gossip and school and
Yeah, of course.
young girl dramas and all the stuff like that.
All right.
Oh, did you kiss Jonathan last night? I kind of heard something, even though I didn't hear nothing. But I saw you kiss Jonathan across the street, but I was walking really fast, or I drove past in the car. I think I heard something. You heard that already? No, no. It's just. But I was just like, how the hell? But then it was certain things that also came to me in my sleep too. But no, I was being shown things. Y'all got to realize that you were being shown things. So it was like people were lying to me regardless. It wasn't people.
Mm.
Nobody tells you the truth anyway. When you think that you're in school and you think that people are telling you the truth as your friends, you're
Hmm.
bugging. Unless you're there, you're bugging.
Facts. Okay.
Kids are vultures.
Yeah, of course, that's cool. Let's get to some more of these questions real quick.
And I don't mean to say that it was a liar. What I'm saying is
Mm.
your things are shown to you, but you have to literally learn how to play with that energy. Some people realize that they're good liars and lie for the rest of their life. But
It's a
I
business for
realize
some people.
exactly. But I
Politicians.
realize that I can lie and I don't like it because guess what
Yeah,
it gets you into? Demonic energy.
there
So
you
you
go.
have to realize what energies to play with in this universe and what not to. So this is why I touch on everything because
Hmm.
nothing is far from the shadow. Nothing.
Hmm. This is from Arseniv. I'm just trying to get through these because my battery is going down as well, so and I have to charge up for the next interview. So Arseniv, hey, a few weeks back, I had a lot of visits from birds and cats. Any thoughts?
The birds are always around, they're always watching. But my one theory is I think that only certain birds are truly natural to this world anymore, and there are very
Mm.
few. I feel like those little brown birds,
Mm.
um, I don't think they're real anymore because even when the corona, oh, my bad,
Mm.
even when that thing first started, like around in March, when everybody was on lockdown, everyone was in the house. I went outside and I found me a little spot outside. It was already warm. It was already 50 degrees in New York, so I was already outside. I was chilling. I didn't see any birds for days, on weeks, and you didn't see birds until June, July, really until people that second lockdown
That's
got
weird.
lifted.
That's
Yeah.
really weird.
So I don't know if there are cameras, like how there's been movies about it,
Yeah, yeah,
but
like they're made by the government. They're just like acting like they know you and stuff.
I
Not
feel
acting
like
like I got like 20%. Oh, let's
okay.
crash through some of these questions so I could charge up. Yeah.
All right.
Where was I? Okay, that was the last one. Okay, jump to this one. They want to know what about Capricorn? This is from Dava Organic.
So I can explain this. I feel like I knew that somebody got access to Capricorn is my moon sign. And because Capricorn is ruled by Satan, my mind, like I say, I could be a totally negative person. I can go all the way
Oh,
to Saturn.
oh, okay. Mm.
I can go to Saturn. And it makes sense of what I was saying about my childhood, about how I can play on people's emotions. But people didn't realize what it is that I was doing because it was my moon sign. Capricorn is not me. So it was more of a thing like you gotta realize the power that Capricorn has. Like I say, Lucy, what is God's son? And just because he got exiled doesn't mean that he still doesn't hold that power. Does that make sense?
Mm. Facts.
And I'm not saying that you have to use that energy of, the negativity. Huh? Okay. Um, just because you have that energy doesn't mean that you actually need to tap into it. So you just need to just be aware
Mm.
of what is being projected onto you, like I said again, because whatever you're feeling, that's what your chemical makeup is going to project back out.
Mm. Big facts. Okay. Let me go to the next one. Okay, I did that
Especially with
one. Uh,
Capricorns, they realize the BS real quick and they'll.
cut you off.
What
Just
about life
heavy
path
on fashion.
11s?
Yeah. What about Life Path 11s?
You have the choice to flow through this timeline. I feel like very easily. Well, I feel like it's not as easy as you think because once you realize the power you have is untapped, it's more of how you learn how to wield the power you have no control over. So
Mm.
it's like not having so many life lessons, but learning how to control your powers now.
Hmm. And
That's
Pisces? King Crown, Pisces. King Crowns is asking about Pisces.
Pisces. Y'all, I don't know. It's just Pisces are y'all swim through life. I feel like that's almost like the 11 life path too as well. Like they just swim through life. Like they're able to just, work through different situations. But when certain situations dry up, you'll realize that they know beforehand to get out of the situations because it's kind of like an intuitive sense to
Hmm.
kind of like swim upstream to a more luscious area full of water than to stay in the drying up creek.
Okay, we got Quasar the composer. So I'm born 12/21. It just turned 33 and have been bugging up the synchronization. What's your take?
Oh. That 1221 portal is for you. Know it's for you. You are the 3 3. You are Jupiter and Saturn. You are expansion. You are the lower realm. You are the higher realm. You have to know that you are. Because once you start knowing that you are, you start working with that energy. But you have to realize that that's going to be projected out into your universe. Nothing's going to be perfect. But you'll realize that wherever you go, you're going to be able to be expansive. Wherever
Mm.
you go, you'll be able to play on people's emotions just like how I said I was. Because, like I said, I was able to lie. I had to learn through all the different stages. Being so nice that everybody bullied me because I was bullied all throughout my up until I was 11 years old. So don't get it wrong. I learned to play on people's emotions after they fucked me up.
Mm.
So I was really nice all my younger ages of my life, but then I realized I had to stop. So I just like, what's your weaknesses? That's the Capricorn. All right. So it's also that same energy too. So really just playing on whatever it is that you have within your charts. How
Mm.
how important is the role of
Yeah,
meditation when
the,
trying to
the
become in
fuck is
touch?
going on, John? Yeah.
How important is the role of meditation when trying to become in touch with the chakras? Um, I don't. I'm always in a meditative state. Like I say, I'm Aquarius, so I'm always thinking. So that's my meditation. I don't sit there and
Mm.
go, nah, I can't. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't. I sit
Mm.
there. I think. I observe. I go into nature, and that's it.
Yeah, nature's very powerful. It's very, very powerful, man. I like nature too. That's like my solution as well. Um,
Smoke a little.
we got nine ether.
Why do I keep attracting women older than me, 17, 18, 19, and I'm 18? It's because your soul is much older than whoever you are. I had a feeling that you were going to message or say something about that too. For some reason, some 13-year-old came to my dream. It must have been you. But it was now weird. Stay away from those people. They're Jezebel. And they see that you're a divine feminine or a divine masculine, and they're trying to take your energy the same way they did mine. So please be aware. It
Mm.
doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. Be aware. They're manipulating the energy because they see the shine. Know who you are. You are powerful. I'm serious. People come to my dreams, random people. I was dating somebody before, and I did not know none of their friends. None of their friends. I dated this person way too quickly for my own good. But then they said that there was some person that was in their neighborhood that was missing, but the person wasn't missing. They just didn't want to go home. They ran away from home. Somebody came to my dream and just died. The same way the
Wow.
person did. And it was her. He went home, and it was that person. They died. And he's just like, how did you even... He stopped talking to me after that because I really get connection with certain people, but I can't control it. So I just rather not say nothing about it. Be aware of that succubus Jezebel energy.
Mm. They're going for your energy, bro. Little bro, be careful out there, man. They see you shine, like she said. Um, this is for what do I keep? Okay, is this the same guy? Yeah. Is that it? Oh, I got one right here. Boom. This is for Vaughn. Hopefully, I said it right. I don't know if anyone has asked this, but what about Leo?
Leos have a lot of soul work and karmic work to do in this lifetime, only because they don't know who they are. Their ego is bigger than their soul, when their soul is bigger than their ego, and they live off their ego, thinking that's the biggest thing of them, not knowing that they're the biggest thing of themselves. That's my best way of putting it.
Mm. Okay, we got another one for you. They're asking about Sagittarius. What about?
I find there's a karmic lesson there. I just don't know it. I tried to stay away from Sagittarius. My first best friend was a Sagittarius, and one of the sweetest persons, one of the sweetest person. But I never really realized the karmic lesson under it. I don't think I was supposed to. So I really don't know. Especially with the Centaur energy, I don't think I'm on that end of the spectrum. I think I stay away from them.
We got Cloudy Gigi. Can you speak more about the Gemini? But I'm a cusp, May 22nd, Tauran, Gemini. What's that power?
Like I said, that deluge energy that happened when the mud flood of Tartar happened, right when we were like our Empress self, like just like how yes, the Empress self, because the Empress card was Taurus, right? So if you're on that cusp, sorry, my tap class is downstairs. So that's what you guys are hearing noise in the background because the little kids are tapping. So basically the Tauran energy is a bull, and the bull is very strong, but the bull is also earth, and the earth is also like mud, but then it's also air. Air can also cause landslides, earthquakes, like all those different things shift in the energy. So when you're that person, you carry that shift in the energy feeling, but you shift people to calm down, not shift people to hype up, unless you're in that negative Polaris, which I feel like you shift people to hype up, and you know that you use that power for wrong. So I don't really want to go into like spiritual readings. Try to like ask me like other like grounded questions, because I will start spiritual reading people, and I can't because my energy will like totally deplete. But like I'm saying, they're good people, but you have to really realize about like the earthly energy that that is brought within the Tauran energy, and the air energy, spirituality energy that's brought within the Gemini energy, and mix them both. They could
From the, oh, sorry, go ahead, please.
no, that's nothing else.
I was just saying it's the same. I have another question from the same person. They were just curious, how many times have you been here?
I don't know. I feel like 17. I feel like in very crucial times I've been in certain timelines. I feel like I'm more of a watcher than somebody who's been here on Earth for a really long time.
Observing everything, right?
Yeah, right in the spiritual realm, because
Mm,
things are much faster there than it is here.
facts. From I am him 999. Does gravity exist in water?
Matter is a different substance, so you can't even talk about gravity, because we talk about matter, and dark matter being so dense,
Mm.
it's denser than gravity. So no, I don't think that it does. Just scientifically, it doesn't make sense. But that's just to me. I don't know that, so I'm not somebody who works in NASA or somebody who's but that I don't know.
From Yana Dadan, have you guys ever seen Ultra Carbon? It tells a lot of subliminal messages and about what's going on behind the scenes.
Yes, I was also trying to find this show that I used to watch. It also came on what's the name of that
Black Mirror?
net Black Mirror. That
Yeah.
is my show. So much truth in that. So much truth.
Yeah, yeah. Black Mirror used to like really
E-
fuck me up. I was like, what
Even the
the hell?
even the character I didn't even realize. Guess what?
Mm.
Remember the character name?
Which
MK.
one? Oh, MK Ultra.
But that was the rabbit's name.
Mm.
Didn't even realize. And they were clones.
Mm. Yeah, that was a great show, but I think it got canceled or they stopped it because they said it was like too much because of what's going on. The show was super
Hmm.
popular, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait a minute.
2014, 15, and 16. Right when Donald Trump went in.
And
Right?
then all
That's
of a sudden they're like, okay, let's just go ahead and just step back from this. This is too controversial. Yeah,
I
because you're like telling us what's going to happen. That's why.
yeah, I feel like certain shows my soul doesn't allow me to watch only because I can feel the siphoning of the energy.
Mm.
I can see the darkness. Like you can see the symbols. I try not to, but they're so visually out there that I just don't watch them. Like in the first 15 seconds, I may see like literally Baphomet is standing in the back corner of their movie set. I can't watch that show. Some people
Mm.
just summon the energy, and I can feel it. I can see it, but they're not really high rollers like that. But some people be having him standing on set. I'm
Mm.
good. I'm good.
Let me answer something. Cam, from the way I see you already, but I'm going to be wrapping up in a second because I
Yeah.
have another interview. So maybe I could get you on either after or before. So I'll be back on maybe in about 25 minutes. I'm going to see if they're going to come on now early so I could get the other interview going, and I'll let you come on for the first like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, let you talk your talk.
All right.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna upload this before my I got the new iPhone, so my cord wouldn't sit right up here,
All right.
you
Yeah.
know, and
So
then my phone would cover the speaker because it's gonna be here, and the speakers are at the bottom. I don't know why they haven't figured this out yet.
yeah, that's why I had to get these things, but I don't like using them because they use fifth gear and
Yeah,
they connect. They don't connect like
they go through the
connects
brain, the bind.
connect.
Yeah,
They go through the brain. I
yeah,
used
yeah.
to
Hemi,
have
it's
bad
like hemic
headaches.
syncing. There, yeah, I had it too, and you know, but yeah, I got rid of them. You know,
I use them very, very, very,
rarely. Yeah,
very rarely, very
short
rarely.
term is good, but if you use them every day, oh man, yeah, I had the same thing. I'm too sensitive, man.
I'm not gonna use them for like another week after this interview. So like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like my thing. Like I'm walking around. I don't
You got to
like
get
using
your
the
old
cord.
school joints where you just, you know, that's why I got these joints right
My
here.
beats just broke. That's why. That's why I got like
Oh,
some beat wire ones just like that, little small ones. But I don't know.
mm,
I gotta get them fixed.
yeah, you got to upgrade. Okay, guys, we
Thanks,
appreciate you
guys.
guys
I
coming
appreciate
through.
it.
Yeah, give
All
her a
right,
follow
guys.
right here at the bottom. Dance for
Yes, guys.
me.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
always, always, man. You know, if I'm tapped in, you tapped in, no problem.
Yeah. All right. It was a really good talk this time too. Like
Yeah,
again,
of
like it
course, man.
was a great combo.
Oh, we're
All
gonna
right.
have plenty more. I told you, it's gonna be plenty of more, plenty of more.
All right. No
When I
problem. No
have time,
problem.
I'm trying to come on much as possible. No, excuse me. So, guys, give her
Okay.
a follow. Alexandria,
Yes.
Alex, it's right here at Dance
And
From Me. Thank you so much. Enjoy your class.
one last thing. One last thing.
Sure, please go ahead.
I didn't get to say much about it
Hmm.
because I don't really want to say anything on that man Trump. But
Mm.
y'all need to be aware because when they activate that emergency broadcasting system, have
It's
food.
going down.
Have food. That's it.
Hmm.
All right. I
The
love y'all
purge is coming.
guys. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see you. Take care.
All
Bless,
right.
man.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye bye. Yo, guys, thank you for tuning in, man. I'm going to charge my phone up a little bit. Cam, by the way, I did see you a couple of times, so I'll be back on in about 25 minutes. So you guys are more than welcome to tap in, come check out the conversation. I'm going to be talking about adrenochrome, politics, and everything else in between. We're going to be having Jessica Marine come on. She's like the female G.I. Joe, like for real. She does like she's amazing. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to really go into her background so much, but so I see you guys really soon. Appreciate you. Much love. Peace.